Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Barnes Rico Podcast. I'm your host, Roseman Perkins, and today we have a great show. Give me a second. I'm still getting the show started, but I wanted to start early because I know I usually start late. Um, second. Why immigrants are upset about the word tether? The reason why I wanted to talk about this specifically is because it's not a person, it's an action, so I still to this day don't get what are they listening to, why are they making up their own terms after somebody already made the term. So um it's kind of it's kind of some dumb shit. I'm gonna be personally honest. I will say this: Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Happy Wednesday. I had to start on everything. I got the bill payment thing right here. I'm getting busy out here. So definitely thank y'all. Your boy had to pay some bills today. Your boy had to, get things on and popping. So um, it's a okay thing if you ask me. Um, I want to say Monday we had a great show. We getting up there in numbers. We getting up there with the subscribers, and like I said, it's a lot of work. This right here is a lot of work. I had to cut a lot of stuff off so I can stay focused. I have been working out. Unfortunately, I lost weight. Some shit that I didn't want to do. But I'm back down to 215 again. But I got the muscles and the physique. The physique. You know, the whole aura. But other than that, I just did some dumb shit that I didn't want to do, and that was to lose weight. Um, as you already know, we got the new shelf. I got my vitamins, my books. I got my contacts, the camera, the pencils and stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna put on top just yet. Probably let's say I don't know yet. I don't know what I want to put on top just yet, but it will be something. A second. Give me a second, everybody. Yeah, but yeah, it's like I said, man. I'm out here actually doing some good shit. So shout out to all of y'all who has been helping me. Thanks for the donations, everybody. I'm not getting like the crazy donations yet, but I'm getting enough, where it takes for a little here and there and stuff like that. So shout out to y'all who do give donations, and not just watch the show and stuff and not support the system. Um, Give me a second. If y'all seen last night, yesterday afternoon, my team France national lost 2-0 to Portugal. I don't know was it Portugal or Spain? I think it was Spain. No, it was Portugal. No, it was Spain. I don't know how the fuck they lost against Spain. But they lost. That's what comes with the territory of sports. Um, like I said, it wasn't the best day for Spain. For my French national, and shout out to the Africans in France, and all the multicultural people that come, that migrated to that country and is doing some great shit. I will say that. Me, I don't hate on Spain. I don't hate on the French people because at the end of the day, they adapt with the system. They adapt with the French culture. If that makes sense. Give me a second. I'm getting the good stuff now. But yeah, it's like I said. I don't hate on the French, and that's the whole reason why. Is because they adapt with the culture. They do support their culture. They do still represent their culture, but at the end of the day, they are French first. That's the whole reason why that their parents migrated to that country. And shout out to the OGs who live in France that adapt with the culture and the people. Are there problems? Yes, there's always problems, but at the end of the day, it's about adapting. Yes, you can still make your foods and stuff, but you shouldn't force your culture onto its people. You know, that's just how I feel about France. You might not agree with me, but that's how I look at France, and this is why I always support France. And I hope you do understand. If you don't, I don't care. And I'm just being personally honest with you. It's not because I hate you. It's just so the fuck way if you don't adapt to the culture. And and this is why a lot of these people get kicked out of America because they can't adapt to the culture. And I blame the liberals for that. I don't think it's personally their fault. I think the Democrats put a battery in your back and tell you that you built the fucking country. You just came over here in the '60s and '70s. Collectively. And shout out to the people who are trying to adapt to American culture. In Spain and England, just all these cultures. I give a shout out to you because I know it's hard. I know it's hard to adapt to a culture that you probably dislike. You know. Give me a second, everybody. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot to do. It's not the easiest. It's not even the hardest. But at the end of the day, it's something that it's a process. I will give you credit for that. Everything is a process. You know, I will be starting soon, probably in like 15 minutes. Like, give me a second, everybody. You know me. I'm always getting something started and stuff like that. And like I said, I apologize, but this what comes with the territory of being a streamer or almost a public figure. Give me a second now. Live on YouTube. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, it's something that's gonna be hard to get used to, and it's a process. That's why I tell you it's a process. This is why I tell you, you got the. That's why I always tell people, what's the word? That's why I always tell people, to a certain extent, I kind of do understand. I kind of do understand, and I don't want to like me. I'm not going to do what the immigrants do, and that's force cultures onto people. I would never force nobody's culture onto them, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to accept Black American culture. You're gonna have to accept that Black Americans culture is different from African culture, West Indian culture, and stuff like that. Um, and it's a part of the game, man. Even Europeans culture is different from like British culture and Irish culture. But one thing about those cultures, those European cultures, they don't mind learning. So it's like I said, it comes with the territory of certain things. You know, and I'm not like I said, I'm not mad at it's too much energy to be mad at fucking Africans. I'm gonna be personally honest. Africans don't have anything I don't want. I don't want your culture. I don't want your people. Only thing I probably would want is some of your pretty women. Other than that, I don't really want fucking African culture. I appreciate your culture. Because I'm an appreciative type of person. You know, I, but I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not gonna like do the most, you know, because I'm proud of my culture. I'm proud where my culture has achieved. I'm proud that my culture don't really need anybody. You know, so, yeah, it's just I'm just proud that my culture don't need anybody. It is what it is. I know some people might be mad at that, but that's a you problem. You know, it is. It's a you problem. Little girl, what is that? Oh, that's mac and cheese. Ooh, that looks good. But yeah, like I said, it's a yo, niggas is so crazy out here. My issue with I'm gonna be personally honest. My issue with I don't want to say immigrants personally, but with certain cultures of immigrants is that they always want to be compared to Black Americans. And I get it. You want to be compared to the best of Black Americans or best of the best of leaders. But at the end of the day, you can't put forth your effort onto me. I mean, you can't put forth your your um your issues onto me. And I wouldn't say it's sad. It's not even disappointing to me, but it's just like my nigga, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Black Americans is a top tier ethnic group for a reason. You know, like you haven't seen shit like this since the Moors. You know, and that's just me. You haven't seen shit like that since the Moors and their technology. And like I said, people will get over it. People will stop doing the bullshit that they do. But this is the stuff that comes. This is the type of these are the type of situations you're gonna keep on getting. And I'm talking personally to Africans and Caribbean. This is the type of vendetta and the envy that you're gonna keep on having if you keep on hating on Black Americans. Like we personally, we don't give a fuck. We don't care that you have this, you have that. Like we were so happy when y'all had Caribbean Festival, and we used to go down there and support y'all. We didn't come and bring our fucking our Black American flags and shit like that. We would never do no shit like that because it's disrespectful. But when you come to our events, you want to say all of our events. What's going on, Randall? Shout out to you, player. Um, when you come to our events, you want to say, "Oh yeah, this is like our culture right here. This is our culture right here too. You got that from us." And so, nigga, just stay in your lane. Give me a second, everybody. The phones go off and on the line. Take a trade, check it out. But yeah, it's like I said, it's. I'm gonna be personally honest, and it's. Britain's got to stop hating on our culture. And coolness, jealous of African culture, the hate and foolishness displayed. I think that Black and American are somewhat privileged living close to technology. But this is the hating shit I'm talking about, Shabaka. I got my French outfit on today. I got the French national jersey on today, And I'm supporting Africa more than you're supporting Africa, Shabaka. And you're a Pan-African. How the fuck I'm supporting the Africans that made it to the semifinals? Where's your French national? Where's your African flag and shit? Where's your French flag? I support those brothers that made it to the World Cup. We didn't hear anything about the French leagues and stuff like that with the Africans on there because they're there. The whole fucking French league is African. We didn't hear no great progress about them. You have to hear it from me, Shabaka. And you call me jealous of Africa? I just congratulated the Africans on that team. I just bigged up the Africans in France, in Europe, that are actually, adapting to that culture. still holding on to their culture. That's what I have done. But Shabaka, what have you done? Let's listen to you. And if you want to jump on the link, you got to donate something. If you don't donate, you can't jump on this live. And I'm going to be personally honest. We don't give a fuck what you think. We don't talk to broke niggas on here no more. I gave you a pass, but the team say stop giving this broke ass nigga a pass. That's what they said. They said this is a broke ass nigga that's still talking this 1960 bullshit. Shabaka used to clean up after lynches. Oh shit. Yeah, that's how big of a sellout Shabaka is. Shabaka's a sellout, you know. He's been selling out black people for years. This is why he's still trying to promote the Pan-African shit. And it's so bad. Let me tell you what's the bad thing about it? That he didn't adapt. The Democrats is actually adapting now. They say shit that we have been saying since 2020. They adapting to certain. Shabaka can't adapt after 1980. Respect to blacks in America, but Africa has nothing to be ashamed of. They don't? They built pyramids. They built slave auctions. They sold people. You can't keep on taking what the Moors did. Africa has to make it to the cup because Africans are international. I've done more than no, you haven't, Shabaka. Lately, this is what it's coming to now. In 2026, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? These are the questions that we are asking. Shabaka, what have you done for me lately? This is what an African will tell you. This is what a Caribbean will tell you. What have you done for me lately? You haven't done anything. The only thing you have done is come on my show and bitch and moan about Pan-Africans and why Black Americans is a cult. When Black Americans who believe in, supporting themselves and doing what they're supposed to do first is a cult. Like Shabaka, shit is getting played out for you, man. You are young. Nigga, Black Americans flatline your organizations within 2 years, my nigga. We flatline, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna validate that because I did it too. I flatlined your organization within the past 2 years, nigga. Niggas have left because of me. I'm gonna say that. Niggas have been seeing what y'all niggas have been doing. And that's pan-scamming. I was a part of doing shit to your organization. I'm the reason why Africans is pushing back on Pan-Africanism. It's me. I did it. And what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit. But you just recognize that. As one nation, what have you done for yourself and your people? Nothing but cry and complain. Did I see that? Shabaka, that's the difference between me and you. I put topics together so y'all can talk about it. You just come over here and complain, bitch and moan, and have no solution. I can bitch and moan on my podcast, and you have no solution. I ask you what the solution. You talk about Africans coming together and uniting to do what? Eat bushmeat? To be in poverty together? Like what, nigga? The only people who are actually really doing anything is Black Americans. Y'all are always in a fucking situation. Y'all niggas is always in a pickle. Again, Y'all haven't done anything. Y'all were always in a situation. Did you hear about the Nolan Wells? Yeah, I heard about that. What they're gonna have to do, they might have to take that shit out of Mississippi. Mississippi is mad corrupt. Mississippi has been corrupted for the past 80, 90, probably over 100 years, 150 years. You know, I heard very nasty stories about Mississippi. Do they got some lovely people there? Yes. But it doesn't make up for all the nasty shit in Mississippi. I'm gonna be personal. These white people are tripping. Yeah, they are, Randall. You know, and a lot of them think they're gonna get a pass, but what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a riot in Mississippi. There's gonna be a riot in Mississippi, and it's gonna be ugly if they don't fix that shit. I think specifically that's gonna happen in Mississippi. It's gonna be like that olden style. It was a Sterling case with the dude who was jogging and those white supremacists just attacked him. That's what's gonna happen. And the reason why they even doing something now because they're getting a pushback. What's going on, Robin? How's New York? Your audio is a little muffled. Oh, is it? Thank you. I appreciate it. Give me a second. Turn that up. Okay, give me a second. Right there. Thank you, Robin. All right, I hope it's better. Okay, give me a second. Right there. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, but it'd be like I'm gonna say this, Robin. It does be like that, you know. I mean, Randall, I apologize, Randall. Yeah, Randall. Yeah, but remember, I don't think you was here, Randall, when I said it. I said I knew Carmelo was gonna reappeal that case. It's just a case that is there's too many holes in that case, you know. And like I said, it should have been manslaughter. It shouldn't be murder. He shouldn't be charged for murder at all whatsoever. If they would have did manslaughter, yes, they have a case, you know. But they wanted to throw a book at him. They wanted to throw a book at him, Rando, to bring. They wanted to scare Black America, especially in Texas. You know, especially in Texas. You know, and because if not, they were going to have to look at other cases that happened in Texas. You know, I know not all cases are the same, but you do gotta the cases that have been happening in the last 10 years. There is no gray line. You know, I will say that. America is our prison. No, America is your prison. You know, and like I said, Shabaka, you could go to Jamaica, you could go to Africa. I told you I would set up a GoFundMe so you could go to Africa, and you told me no, you don't want to go. You know, you're getting too many benefits here. So it's we already know you're not going. You just selling wolf tickets right now. You know, the government is always doing that part. Part of the mission is to divide based on race. Like I said, Robin, that's why I took race out of it. I wanted to protect the Constitution and the amendments. I think that is the most important thing because if you can put it this way, if you can disrupt and manipulate the amendments and constitutions, then there's a problem. That's why I told you I don't think he should get murdered. If they're gonna charge him, they should charge him with manslaughter. It makes more sense. You charging him for murder, it's like saying that he wanted to do that. He didn't want to do that. You know, that's why I was pushing back on you in Dorsey. It wasn't that I didn't believe you. It's just I understand. Put it this way:
If he was gonna get charged for murder, the guy who killed George Floyd should have been charged for murder. But he got charged with manslaughter. Amy Geiger, who ran up in somebody's house and shot the little Caribbean guy, she should have been charged with murder, but she got charged with manslaughter. And her defense was that she didn't know that wasn't her house, and she was a police officer. The white man makes the rules in America, and the FBA does nothing but crap. Shabaka, leave. Why are you trying to guilt trip Black America? Just leave, nigga. This is what I don't like about y'all Pan Africans. You know, and this is what makes y'all so poisonous to America. What makes y'all very poisonous to America is that you know what? You tell us how bad America is, and you talk about there's Africa, nigga. Why aren't you in Africa? Why don't you got your 2-story mud hut, my nigga? Why aren't you living off the? Why aren't you living off of zebra meat, my nigga? Like, nigga, why are you complaining to me that what America is? Nigga, I live long enough to know what America is. Move to Africa. You can move to Ghana and shit in the water. You can read the signs that say no open defecation, nigga. Like, come on, you can do that. Like, why you complain to me, Shabaka? You old as dirt. You've been here longer than I have been. You wait, 60, 70. You're almost 2 lifetimes of me, Shabaka. And you still complaining about the same things in the 60s. And this is why I said to you, what have you done for me lately? What's going on, Lala Brown? Shout out to you, dear. Well, manslaughter means without malice or preterm. Clearly, he had not. No, he didn't have malice, Robin. Then, when if you say that, you have to prove it. You got to prove that it was malice. You have to prove that it was malice, Robin. And you couldn't prove it's malice, and this is why I said it's kind of difficult to say that it was murder. It wasn't premeditated. It's like me having a gun and you jump on me and I shoot you. They're gonna charge me with um or let me give you another. I have a firearm. You jump on me, you try to jump on me and I shoot you. We're in Texas. It's called stand your ground. No matter if you's trying to pump fake me or do whatever, they're gonna look at it as manslaughter. I'm gonna go down for manslaughter. Let's change it now. Let's say I had a knife. Let's say I had a knife. Let's say I had a knife. Okay, so then you have to argue for self. Yes, but at the end of the day, again, Robin, you can't prove that it was malice. You can't prove that it was meant to be, because then you're gonna have to go back into the past and say, like, yo, did these people know each other? You can't be like, oh yeah, just today he seen Austin Metcalf and he just said in his brain, yeah, he wanted to kill that man. That's that white boy way of thinking, Robin. And I have to say that's a white person, that's a white way of thinking. Like, I don't know, put it this way. Even to this day, I don't know if he meant to do it. So if I can't prove it, it doesn't mean anything. We can't be like, oh, I feel it in my veins and in my blood flowing that Carmelo Anthony meant to do it. No, nigga, I can't say that, Robin. You got to be like, yo, you got to have facts. Put it this way: I can actually murk somebody, and if you can't prove that I did, you can know that I did it. But if you can't prove that I did it, then it didn't happen. That's how court is, Robin. It's not all how the white man feels, Robin. This is why I say you got to take color out of it and let's use constitutions and the amendments, because there was a simple case in Florida. No, where a black dude pushed a white man. He pulled out his gun, shot, and he still went to jail. Yeah, Robin. But you got to understand, he didn't give him a chance to do that. That's the thing. This is where you're challenging, and this is where I said, Robin, you're challenging stand your rights, stand your ground laws. That's a law. It's called stand your ground. If I'm being aggressive and I'm coming close to you and you pop me, you're in the right to popping me. Are you gonna challenge an American law, Robin? Are you telling me that law is wrong? We should take that law out. Stand your ground. So it is not about color. It's about where the lines are. Regards stand your ground. Yes, like I said, you can't charge them for murder. You could only charge them for manslaughter if that's the case. There is no, they don't have history, Robert. They don't really have history like that. So you can't charge them for murder. Only way you could charge me for murder if somebody tell me like, oh yeah, go kill that dude right there, or I already had history with you and it has been a bad history. That's the only way that it can be murder. He didn't plan to do it, Robin. So this is where I say, you got to take off the white mind of thinking and let's use logic. Let's use what we can prove. We can't prove. Put it this way: if we really wanted to charge him, can we really prove that he really wanted to do that? If he really didn't want to do that, why did he run to a fucking cop after? Why did he ask him? Is he okay? You know, second degree murder is an unlawful killing committed with malice, but generally without premeditated. That is exactly no, Robin. This is where you're looking like a white supremacist now. I have to say it. Robin, I have to say, you look like a white supremacist. Use a white supremacist ideology. We talked about murder. Now you're talking about second degree murder. Why? Let me ask you a question. What is the issue with him defending himself? We all know Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Can we can we at least agree on that, Robin? Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Can we agree on that? I want to see if Robin say yes. We could agree that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Can we agree on that, Robin? It's a yes or no. You know, and I know this isn't a topic, but within 2 or 3 minutes, yes, he was the aggressive. But I have to investigate stealing your. That's what stand your ground is. If you're the aggressor and you're coming close to me and I shoot you, Robin, I'm going home. I'm going home within the day. If that, I'm going home. That's stand your ground. Now he has to investigate. This is why I say, Robin, you have some white supremacist ideology. This nigga crazy. You say he's the aggressor. You say he was the aggressor. You know what? Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, girl. All right. Yo, Robin, you're crazy. All right. Watch this, Robin. Watch this, Robin. Shout out to Robin, man. Robin's trying. I'll tell you that. I fucks with you, Robin. Give me a second, Robin. We're gonna read your stand your ground law. All right, all right. Stand your ground. A stand your ground law allows individual to use deadly force in self-defense without attempting to retreat, provided they are in a place they have a legal right to be. This differs from traditional self-defense and castle doctrine laws, which often requires individuals to safely walk away if possible. So, Robin, since you know what stand your ground laws is, since you know what stand your ground laws is, was it stand your? How does that make you feel? Was it right? Right? I'm thinking. So, Robin, this is where I say stand your ground laws is a little bit different from the East Coast. Stand your ground laws. If you're the aggressor and you're coming close to me and I pop you, I'm going home, baby. Your boy Roshalin's going home. That's all I gotta tell you. Your boy Roshalin's going home. There's no ands and buts about it. You're going home, Robin. You're gonna go home and get flat place drunk. I mean, uh, you're gonna get white boy wasted when you get home. The lies and rules change, and white man or Asian kid shoot a black in a black boy getting any form of just Shabaka. Just go to Africa, my man. That's all you got to do. Just go to Africa. So every time someone pushes you, you can just smoke them. That's what. No, no. So, Robin, that means if you're on my. Good morning, Donna. Shout out to you, dear. How you doing? So, Robin, that means if you're arguing with me and you're saying like, "Yo," you're threatening me, saying like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here or shit's gonna get serious." What's going on, Stowe Gray? Shout out to you. And I was like, yo, you ain't gonna touch me. I don't gotta do what we do in Boston and yo, stand back. I got a firearm and you hit me, then I pop you. No, this is like, yo, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, you're not gonna touch me. And you coming close to me and you're aggressive, bam, shoot you. I can shoot you just like that. And the reason why it's called, you know what? I was feared for my life. I don't know what you're capable of doing, especially Austin Metcalf weighs as much as I weigh. I weigh 215, 220. Austin Metcalf weighs the same amount as I weigh. You know, especially having MMA has an MMA background. He has a mixed martial arts background. So Robin, it's the laws is the laws, man. We don't want to hear about the feelings and all this other cool shit. I get it, Robin, but the laws is the laws in Texas. Yes, I think I'm thinking about this my state. I guess yes. So Robin, now let's ask the question again. With murder, with murder, is Carmelo Anthony innocent? Is he innocent? He don't want to say yes. Robin, is he innocent? Just say yeah, yeah, he's innocent, but he should, if anything, he should be charged. I don't know. Here I would be. No, Robin. It would be because Robin. If anything, if you want to charge Carmelo Anthony, he would have been charged. He should have been charged with manslaughter. That's a manslaughter case. That's why I say it's manslaughter. If anything, I would Robin. If you told me that, yo, I think I think Carmelo Anthony should have got a he should have got a manslaughter. He should have got charged with manslaughter. I was like, oh, you know what? That's a great possibility because you know what? It was reckless of what he did. It was reckless. You know, that's some shit you should have been thinking about. I hate all these. Robin, it's because it's a black man. It's all right. I understand because it's a black man getting away with American laws. I'm just being personally honest. It hits different. I, and I'm not saying you're a racist or anything. It hits different. I wonder if Shabaka got Trump. He said, I wonder if Shabaka got Trump bed sheets. Yeah, he probably do. He got the Trump bed sheets in Pan African colors. Robin, it just hits different. It's all right. It's all right, you know. And I'm gonna say this: it's because of media. I don't care that he's black. Robin, you do. It's all right, Robin. It just hits different because you can relate of being a white man. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying you're a racist or anything, but you can relate to being a white man. This is why you probably have a little bit more sympathy. And you're not thinking that, oh yeah, this kid was fucking aggressive. You just told me he was aggressive. He was the aggressor. Since that's the law, Robin, you think he should get a pass because he was because he's a white kid that wanted to be aggressive with because he wanted to target somebody? No, yeah, fucked around, shit happened. Fucked around and shit got serious. That's what happened, Robin. Fucked around and found out. I get it too. The FBAs will never produce black leaders. They just cry, complain, and beg for crumbs. The FBAs are cowards and fight for nothing. Kiss ass beggars. Shabaka, I will answer your question. You're just mad about that Black Americans is not supporting Africans and Caribbeans. Is that? Am I right? Are you mad that Black Americans don't want to support them no more? And told them, yo, you gotta stand on your two. You're gonna have to stand on your 2 feet. Are you mad about that? And it's all right if you are. Y'all at the track. Y'all at track. It doesn't matter where they're at, and it was a tool. It wasn't even a. Put it this way, Robin. It wasn't even a knife. It was a tool. Stabbed them with a tool. That picture with the knife. That wasn't. That's not the real picture. What's going on, Dorsey? Shout out to you. You know, but yeah, it's like I said, Robin, it's a tool. Hey, Dorsey. Your boy Robin, he don't want to admit that Robin is Robin is figuring out with the Austin Metcalf and the Carmelo Anthony case, it was self-defense. Robin said that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. Me and Robin admitted that Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. So I told Robin, there's this thing called stand your ground. Stand your ground. He used the law. We could say, and I'm gonna say this: we can say it was sucker shit. We can say it's sucker shit. But at the end of the day, the kid is still breathing. I need to hear from Dorsey on. Dorsey kind of agrees with you because Dorsey wanted them to fight. Dorsey wanted them to fight. He wants to do some honest shit, and he's used. And don't forget, Dorsey's from California. Those niggas in California are used to getting packed out by 5 or 6 niggas. They think that's honor by getting beat up by 5 or 6 niggas. You know, yeah, I need yeah, that's what you want, but at the end of the day, not everybody wants to use a Hunter Metcalf started everything. Yes, yes, Randall, thank you. Shout out to Randall. You know, And I'm gonna say it is. He just fucked around and found out, and he used his constitutional right to get busy. I gotta say that Carmelo Anthony used his constitutional rights to get busy out here. You know, it is what it is. We could say, "Oh well, yeah, boy, he should have put his hands up." Nah, nigga. George Zimmerman should have took the L from the 14-year-old kid instead of shooting him, but shit happens. He used his constitutional right to use the blicky. I've won fights. I lost fights. But Robin, you live in New York. You don't live in New York. You don't live in Texas. Texas, they would have probably popped you. Yeah, you probably would have been shot, Robin. Niggas out here having guns. We could have said the same thing about Takeoff. Why is that guy who shot Takeoff still fighting that case? Because he might get off. It's because of the laws in Texas. You know, it's like this, Robin. If you don't like the laws in Texas, just don't move to Texas. Don't go to Texas. Some states are wimpies and some states don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like my cousin. My cousin shot his baby mama and the motherfucking kids. They all lived, but nigga went batshit crazy. You know, that's the thing. But I'm gonna say this, everybody. Let's jump back into the topic because we got three videos to watch. I wanna say this. And thank you for the question, Rando. I appreciate that. Let's talk about the topic question. Why are immigrants are upset about the word tether? I don't think they should be upset about the word tether because at the end of the day, not all of them are tethers. You know, not all of those are tethers. The only people who should be that's like somebody calling you a sex offender and you're not a sex offender. You know? You're not gonna you're not gonna really be upset about it because you know you're not a sex offender. But if you're a sex offender, you're not supposed to be like, oh, why are you calling me a sex offender? And you out here sexually assaulting people. You know? That shit don't make no sense. If you doing some coolness shit as an immigrant, you use a tether. And at the end of the day, we will be looking at some of the coolness shit that niggas is doing. Shabaka's a coon because at the end of the day, he wants Black America to help all the Black diaspora, but when Black Americans need help, this nigga Shabaka talk about fleeing to Africa. Why the fuck would I want to flee to Africa? Why do I want to shit in the? Why would I want to shit in the river, my nigga? Why do I want to shit? Like, come on, my nigga. And that's not all of Africa, but if you're Po, where the fuck you think you're gonna be shitting at? Fight what other blacks people the FBAs is afraid of the whites. No, Shabaka, you're afraid of the white supremacists. This is why you're talking about moving to Africa. That's why you're talking about moving to Africa. I got cussed out on an African channel for explaining what a tether is on African panels on. Yeah, they do that on TikTok and they will block you. Yeah, they'll block you from talking. That's how they did that to me once. I'll never jump back on another African channel ever. They will have to pay me to jump on that channel on an African channel, and they're not gonna pay me. I'm just being personally honest. California is wimpy, so they all allow us to fight. Didn't you watch the Bad Girls Club? They were they were tough in there, but they came out and got beat. I'll say this, Dorsey. Um, your state is kind of untrustworthy, anyways. You know, word isn't always law. You know that, right? You know that, right? I love California, but I would never trust none of them niggas if my life counted on it, my nigga. And you know that's true, Dorsey. Them motherfuckers will defend. Those niggas will defend the white supremacists before they defend their own people. And I just got to be personally honest. Look how your state gave the Mexicans a pass. Gave the Mexicans a pass to disrespect them. Right, Rob? Right, Dorsey? So we don't want to hear about no wimpy shit, Dorsey. If you giving niggas pass to racially disrespect you, okay, my nigga, you got that. You got that. But the pot can't be calling the kettle black, my nigga. Like, come on. The pot can't be calling the kettle black, Dorsey. You gotta know how. Now we gotta know how to roll in LA. Nigga, y'all niggas is untrustworthy. I don't want to hear nothing about wimping when y'all got these Mexicans call y'all niggas and roaches and cucarachas and morenos. Nigga, I don't want to hear none of that, Dorsey. Them niggas be kicking y'all niggas backs in. So y'all niggas don't get busy like people in Boston. Niggas put hands on cops in Boston. Yeah, Dorsey, we put hands on cops in Boston. Y'all niggas is running from cops. We put hands on niggas. So we put foot and hands on cops. Ask about my projects, nigga. The cops can't go in there with one cruiser, my nigga. We don't respect that. We might give you a pass if you have 3 cruisers, nigga. It's like, come on, Dorsey. Let's not do that. We can't compare. Y'all niggas, and hold on. And y'all got choppers. Y'all got choppers. Y'all be chopping each other's houses up, but y'all run from the police. We put hands on the police. Let niggas slip some shit in somebody's weed. Them niggas getting busy on the cop. Yo, my big bro told the cops, pull down his pants and say, yo, police officer, suck this. It showed him his wee wee, nigga. That's a normal day in Boston, Dorsey. Let's not talk. Come on, Dorsey. You got me flexing out here, Dorsey. Don't do that. That's different, Dorsey. y'all gotta, Dorsey, for y'all to flex on the police, you gotta wait for the Rodney King beatdown, my nigga. You just gotta catch a nigga on a bad day in Boston. Dorsey, you just gotta catch a nigga on a bad day in Boston. And the nigga will be telling the cops, suck my dick, nigga. You look like a nigga that likes to do shit like that. Go fuck yourself, bitch ass nigga. That's what we say to the cops. We don't say Mr. Officer. We'll tell you, go suck my dick, nigga. You're a bitch ass nigga. That's what we say to the cops. I wish you would do something, nigga. Niggas will fight the cops. Niggas dumb out on the cops. We don't do like this, Dorsey. We don't do this. With the chopper. Niggas shoot at cops, Dorsey. Niggas get busy on the cops, Dorsey. I'm just saying. I talk shit. You do, Dorsey. The majority, no. The majority, no. Mr. Officer, can I please go? This is my mama's car. We'll be like, roll down the window halfway, suck my dick, you bitch ass nigga. Yeah, Dorsey, we get busy though. We get busy with these cops. We don't give passes. Dorsey, want to talk now? Hey, want to talk? All right, Dorsey, I'll let you call it. Hold on, let me open up the floodgates. I got you 5 minutes, Dorsey. Then we got to start this show. Yeah, we say suck my dick to the cop. You a bitch ass nigga. We tell the cops you was a bitch ass nigga. We disrespect the Irish cop police. We wish them niggas would do something. so we could pack them out, end up on the. We want Doris, you gotta understand, niggas want to end up on the 7 o'clock news and tell this story that how. Dorsey, I don't know. I don't think you know how. I don't think you don't know how Boston gets down. Boston, why you think them niggas is mean? Niggas say, yo, Boston is the most ignorant people. That's how Boston is. Even the white people move on the police. Like, them niggas don't care, Dorsey. Them niggas just don't care in Boston. Like, we get busy out here. Like, we really do get busy out here, Dorsey. Let's.
From
Dorsey.
to accept, press 1.
Is this the Superman lover himself? What's going on, Dorsey?
hey, first thing I'm gonna let you know, you come out LA, okay? You
I don't want to go to
you
LA.
can cuss. No. You can cuss out LAPD all you want. They don't give a fuck.
They be beating
But
the brakes
as
off of
soon
y'all
as
niggas.
LA Sheriff's Department could show up, oh nigga, it ain't no talk with them. They don't want to hear shit.
Dorsey, we be fighting these police officers. That's why you think these police
Okay,
officers be really shooting these
yeah,
people.
Yeah,
Why you think these
my
people
dumb
really
ass
be
son.
Yeah,
My dumb ass son thought that shit too, right? Because he from Vegas, right? Right.
Yeah.
So in Vegas they give you a little bit of a break because they figure you drunk, you out here. Shit, he brought that shit to LA and talked that stupid shit to one of them fucking man. They hit that nigga with a resisting arrest, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't learn his lesson, so he's still out on, he's still waiting to go to court on this shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this idiot get into it with the LA Sheriff's Department, right?
Yeah, be like that.
So now his ass. Hey, so now his ass is sitting up there in the county motherfucking building, and he tried to play crazy, but see, he don't know how to play crazy.
He trying to take his daddy's move, huh?
Yeah, see, the nigga saw me, but he didn't know. He didn't ask me like how you finesse this shit, Dad. This nigga just thought that you, huh?
He said, "How you play crazy, Daddy? Dad,
how you play crazy?"
He said, "Daddy, how you play crazy? How did you get through?"
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So he seen me pull these hoodoos with the cops all the way from Florida to California and back, right? So he like, oh man, I'm gonna do like, but I keep trying to get him to understand, man. It's a fine line. First of all, you ain't no motherfucking military man, so you can't blame this shit on the government. You see what I'm coming?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, talk about you got PTSD
See, I can
blame
and shit. I can blame my insanity on the government. As long as I don't make no sudden moves, them motherfuckers gonna be like, all right, thank you for Mr. Service. Thank you for your service, Mr. Dorsey. And they gonna give me, they gonna give me 2 sandwiches and let me loose, right?
Yeah,
because you gotta understand, LA is bail free. You don't have to pay bail zero. You don't have to pay shit to get out, but it has to be non-violent. But see, resisting arrest, that's a violent motherfucking crime. So now,
Dorsey, I'm about to show you something. All right, I'm about to show you something. I'm gonna show y'all something. All right, this is how we get down in Boston, man. And I'm gonna be personally honest. I'm showing everywhere. I have to show people. I gotta show people that these niggas is crazy in Boston. Niggas fight the police, man. And niggas be thinking I be joking. I'm like, yo, these niggas is crazy out here.
I can believe y'all fighting the police. I can believe y'all doing motherfucking time in prison too.
A nigga gets knocked out. The police now the police want to arrest him because the other nigga knocked him out. The police jump on him. Yeah, we're gonna watch this shit from the beginning, everybody. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the dude told him to take off his badge, take off your gun. Let's just do a head up fade, right?
Oh, in California?
No, I'm talking about wherever you finna show.
Oh, so, no. We move. We just move. Watch this, everybody. Watch this. Punched the police officer in the place. Still moving on. Gave him a 2-piece. These niggas don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Niggas had to stop him.
Okay.
Had to stop him.
Okay, so when
And
you
they,
telling me that old nigga, check this out. You
and
telling me niggas giving two pieces, right? Ain't no
they,
problem. Hey, I respect that. Hey, my nigga, go for broke, nigga. But when they send your ass up the road for prison and shit for 5 years and shit for
niggas don't give a fuck.
assault on a Leo, okay,
Niggas don't give a
all
fuck.
right,
Yeah, we don't give a fuck about
okay.
that.
Well, obviously, them niggas don't give a fuck about their family because nigga, while you sitting
Doesn't.
your ass in jail,
Doesn't.
hey, all I'm saying.
You heard about
All
my
I'm saying,
story,
hey,
right?
Bond.
And I didn't even know he was a police officer. I didn't even know the nigga was a police
Oh
officer.
yeah, I heard about your
Yeah.
yeah, and you say, and I also I remember, and I also remember you saying, man, I just finally got from under that shit.
Yeah. I had to
Yeah,
build
they had
myself
your ass
out.
on paper. Hey, they
I
had
had to
your
build
ass on
myself
paper, didn't it?
Yo, I had to build myself out. And I found out the police officer, the off-duty police officer, was drunk. That's how I
Uh huh. Uh huh.
drunk ass Irish people,
See,
man. Shout out to the
hey man,
Irishmen. Hey,
Boston, y'all niggas is barbarians,
yeah,
nigga.
man. Y'all
No
Irish
wonder.
police officer, y'all keep getting drunk, man. I'll tell y'all that.
Hey, y'all niggas ain't that. Hey, y'all niggas ain't that rough. Y'all ain't that
Yeah,
tough because
nigga.
I seen them Scottish people came in Boston and took y'all shit.
No,
Hey, they
that
took
was
all
Worcester.
y'all shit.
That's Worcester.
Where's that
That's
at?
Worcester's like 45 minutes away from Boston.
Oh, so it's not really Boston. So they out there
Nah.
in the suburbs doing their
Yeah,
shit.
they don't want to come.
Okay,
They don't want to live amongst us, blacks and Dominicans
okay,
and
because
Puerto
I was
Ricans.
like,
Nah.
God damn, they just doing everything in Boston and shit. Motherfucker, Irish
Yeah.
motherfuckers ain't they shit.
Nah, we
But
ran the
okay,
Irish. Hold on, we ran the Irish out. They will live in Weymouth and Quincy. They didn't want to live amongst
so
us.
so bronze. So what's the demographics of the neighborhood? Because you say you got little Asians and what
So
else you got in your little block?
Asians have their own communities in Boston. There's Chinatown, downtown Boston. There's Chinatown. Then there's Dorchester. There's a part of Dorchester where there's like Vietnamese people over there. Then also you go to Quincy, there might be another, and Quincy's not Boston. It's like probably like 15, 20 minutes away from Boston, but it's close, you know. It's like they don't want to live amongst us, you know. And don't forget, a lot of those people in Boston, some of them are Caribbeans. They're not African, but some of them are Caribbean.
Oh,
So
okay. So in
yeah,
other words, y'all Tetherville. Y'all Tetherville.
not really. Not really, but kinda. You know,
See,
it's I don't know.
I can say that shit about LA then. It's
LA,
not really Tetherville. It's kind of shit, nigga. This
like
is Tetherville like a
for
motherfucker,
example, let
boy.
me give you an example. Like Boston is towns. It's a city. It's a
Uh huh.
town with. It's a city with towns. So you got
Right.
Dorchester, you got Mattapan, you got Roxbury, you got Jamaica Plain, you got Rosendale, you got Brighton, you got Alston, you got Charlestown. Those are towns. And
Uh huh.
sometimes there might be a little bit more of a population of a Caribbeans. Not a lot, but
Okay.
there's going to be a some. There's
Right.
going to be
Right.
a gather of them. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say kinda, but not really. You know,
Uh huh.
like for example, you go to a part of Dorchester, there'll be a whole bunch of Cape Verdeans.
Right.
You go to Rosendale, there might be like a little population of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans.
Right. 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 Right.
You know, that's why I tell you, like in Boston and Dorchester, like in Boston, there's not really no fucking Bloods and Crips because they're all fucking streets. They're all street gangs and projects. Those are street
Mm-hmm.
gangs and project gangs. So if you go, and that's why I say, yo, some people be going in there and they get laughed, like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Sue Woo and all this other shit. Like, what? Nigga, what?
Oh yeah, swoop, swoop.
Yeah, all that
Yeah,
shit.
nigga, that's
Yeah.
LA, that nigga.
Yeah, we
That's
don't do
some
that shit.
bloods,
Yeah,
nigga.
we say we respect that in California. Shout out to California, but we don't do that shit. Are there some
I
people that do
understand.
it? Are there some people that do it? Yes, there are some people that do it. You know,
No, let me ask you something. So, what's an Irish gang out there?
um, there was skinheads, but we ran them out. We robbed them, ran them out of
Oh,
South Boston. Um, there's Italian mobs and Irish mobs, but they're not in Boston. They're not in Boston. Like they got their own town, like Charlestown. Like Charlestown is
Oh,
actually
okay.
considered
So
Boston.
y'all ain't so y'all ain't got the Peaky Blinders and no shit like that, right?
Nah, we don't really got like white people that really live amongst us like that. You know?
Oh, okay. Miss
Yeah,
Miss Ramirez is calling me. Miss Ramirez is calling me because she want me to tell you, hey, hello, Bron. So I
hey,
know
Miss
you on the phone,
Ramirez.
baby. You calling me to yeah. See,
Hey, Miss
she called me and
Ramirez.
told me, look, she follow you more than I do now.
Shout out to Miss Ramirez.
She called me up saying, hey, you ain't on Bronze, you ain't on the show. I'm
Hey,
like,
man.
no. She say Bronze on. I'm like, oh, okay, baby.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm
Shout out to
surprised
Miss.
she ain't said nothing in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Ramirez. She be getting busy out here, man. Yo, man, I'm telling you, man. Yeah,
Hey,
Boston is
man, Miss
different.
Ramirez.
Yeah, she
Hey,
out
Miss
here
Ramirez
10 toes
wanna
down.
fuck up the neck. Hey, Miss Ramirez wanna fuck up her neighbor, right? It's 111 today, right?
Oh, y'all niggas is
And
like LV right now. Y'all
and
like Love Ages.
the neighbors got a husky, right?
Oh shit.
And the
Oh,
neighbors
shit.
ain't it's got the dog out there in the motherfucking heat, and the dog is going off. Been going off since 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Mhm.
So Miss Morales want to go over there and whip some ass.
Hey yo, keep on talking. I can hear you. I forgot to take some chicken out to thaw because I'm gonna make some fried
Yeah, go
chicken today.
on and do it like I
But
said, man. But
go on. I'm listening. I'm listening.
yeah, but see, I'm finna switch over to Chewbacca. Oh yeah, that's who I want to talk about. Oh, crybaby ass nigga. Like I said, you got your chance to go to Africa. Go back to Africa. If that's what you want to do it. But don't come crying over here talking about, oh, well, we need to go with you. No, Grandpa, take your ass there. We ain't going nowhere. We doing good here.
Yeah, we
It's
eating
your
good over
broke ass.
here. No, we
Huh?
eating crab. We eating the snow crab legs. We eating lobster over here. Yo, we eating good
Yeah,
over
we eating
here.
good and shit
Fried
just because your
chicken.
broke ass.
No, that.
And I think Chewbacca's lying because,
Hold on. Fried chicken with the 100% vegetable oil. Yo, we eating good over here. Fuck that going to Africa
mm-hmm.
shit, nigga. You think I want to eat some monkey
Hey,
knuckles, nigga? Fuck out of here with that shit.
I'm going to put this to Chewbacca. Chewbacca, so you willing to leave your white nurse to go back to Africa? Huh? You gonna take her with you?
So she can live in the
Huh?
mud hut near you.
Right. So she can live in a little mud hut with you?
Yeah,
Nigga,
man.
you know you with that bullshit. That white girl ain't going with you to no motherfucking Africa. Nigga, you ain't even going to Africa.
All he has to do is get
Cause you ain't
attacked
even
by. All he has to do is get attacked by one hyena. He'll learn his lesson. One more minute, Dorsey. One more
hey.
minute.
Like I said, man, all these tellers talk about how good it was in their country. Take your ass back to your country then, since it's so good.
So,
Your ass wasn't driving no
hold on.
Benz
So since we got one more minute, let me ask you the question, the topic question. Why are immigrants mad about the word tether?
because, hold on, because they don't want to be dependent on us. But we calling them on for what? Because we letting them know, like, look, bro, we got these rights, and you guys are able to come into this country because of us. See, it's what you call a fake pride. That's the reason why they run around with their little flags and shit. That fake ass pride. Because if you really was proud about your country, you would stage your ass there. You see where I'm coming from?
Let me ask the question one more
And then
time, Dorsey. Let me ask the question one more time. Why are immigrants mad about the word tether? Them being called tethers. That's what I'm saying.
because it shows they're vulnerable because they realize that they wouldn't have got into America if it wasn't for FBA.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's why I was trying
Because
to, because you was going off topic. That's why I was like, what? That's why I gave that look like what? But yeah, you are
right.
right. Go on, go on. I agree with you saying right
And
there.
then
Go on.
we call them that. We call them that because you don't take your ass to the white man neighborhood. You come into our neighborhoods first
Mm-hmm.
and start business or get a home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't run to the white man with your bullshit. You come to us, and then when you take advantage of us economically or get those benefits that was meant for us,
Hold
then
on
you
one
want to act
second.
like, oh, you
Hold on one second. Hey, yo, Shabaka, stop being a little bitch, all right? You acting like a little bitch right now, talking about, oh, you're provoking the police. Shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga. Go on. Acting like a.
man, you know Chewbacca ain't gonna throw rice at a wedding.
You want me to
You
hold
know what
hands
I'm
and say,
saying?
nigga, you want me to hold hands and talk about we shall overcome, nigga? Shut the fuck up. Go on, man.
Check this out. Chewbacca, Chewbacca didn't do shit in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s,
Mm.
2000s. That nigga ain't did shit. He a bitch. He a coward. And he sits up here and put on this fake because he guilty. See, if you was an old man and you was getting down like the way you was getting
Oh
down,
shit, yo, you know who
you
you
wouldn't say,
sound? You know who you sound like when you say guilty?
what?
You sound like Kaz Jones.
Yeah, he feels the guilt because out of the whole 60 years that we've been fighting for our motherfucking rights and for FBA causes.
Shout out to Whack too. Salute, salute, getting busy out
Yeah,
here. Go on.
and because we've been fighting this fight, man, since day one. As soon as Paleface came onto motherfucking America, we was fighting them motherfuckers. But it's pussy niggas like Chewbacca who always talk that kumbaya shit. Cause see, he want us to get along with every motherfucking body who disrespect us. But you can tell he don't have no respect for himself
Mm.
because he wants to run away from America. He don't even want to stop. While motherfuckers is running the other way, Chewbacca claims he want to run somewhere, right?
All
But he
right.
chicken little
10
because
more
he's stuck
seconds.
where he at.
10 more seconds.
So I'm finna land my plane. Well, like I said, coward ass niggas don't do shit. They don't throw rice at a wedding.
Mm.
And Chewbacca spoke for us when he told on himself when he came to on the show with his white nurse. Then
Mm.
all of a sudden he ain't say shit about no pan-africanism. He ain't say shit about no motherfucking FBAs. He pretended like he didn't know nothing about it. So in front of that white girl or that white whatever the girl she was. So
Mm.
he'll sell out. He'll sell out.
Mm.
And show me some receipts where you donated some money to an African cause.
Mm.
All talking all that shit. Talk is cheap, nigga.
Mm.
Talk is cheap.
Thank you, Dorsey.
And once again, Chewbacca, you ain't got no money. So how the fuck you gonna go to Africa? You can't even afford a motherfucking ticket to Africa, nigga. Let alone buy some property. I'm just keeping it real. I'm landing my plane. I'm walking off the plane. Slap the
Shout out.
old slapped the old, stewardess on the ass, told her I'll call her later. I'll talk to you later, Bronze.
Salute,
FBA for
salute.
life, baby.
Shout out to Dorsey. Shout out to Dorsey. Dorsey got busy out here. He did what he was supposed to do. Came, saw, he came, conquered, was it? Vinny Vici. He came, he saw, he conquered. Um, I want to say this. And this is before we start the show. I think I'm gonna be personally honest. Do I want to help immigrants? I want to help certain immigrants. Yeah, Robin said Dorsey is my favorite caller. Shout out to Robin. Yeah, Dorsey is a Dorsey is a real true caller, man. Shout out to y'all. Um, I want to say this. I know we went off topic and stuff like that, and it was good. But I want to be personally honest. I do want to help Africans, but I know we get nothing out of it. So I think, and this is just me. I think Black Americans is doing the right thing and focusing on themselves. People like Shabaka. Um, you can tell that Shabaka hasn't done anything for Black America, nor Africans, nor Caribbeans. He talk about what we did, or what other Africans did for their own people. And shout out to the Africans that has done stuff for their own people. Like Patrice Lumumba. even though his own people sold him out and they dipped his whole body in acid. I think the Belgian or the French did that. But it's I can't. I'm gonna say this. I don't get mad at, like, even what Abraham doing. What's his name? Abraham Torah. I can't even get mad at what he's doing. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and that's to support and protect his people. And I would never be mad at that. Shabaka wants me to be upset for that, but at the end of the day, they're doing what they're supposed to do. These other Africans, I can't say that. I can't vouch for you. That I can't vouch for you. And I want to vouch for you, but I can't because y'all not doing what you're supposed to do. And I'm not gonna have a person like Shabaka guilt trip me on helping others that would never help me if I was on fire. So it's Shabaka. This is what you call a live and learn. You live and you learn thing. People fucked around and found out that, what, Black Americans are tired of helping everybody when they're not going to get help back. They rather worry about what's going on with them. So I think I'm gonna say this, Shabaka, you need to appreciate that, and if not, you need to go with the rebels in Africa to defend their country, because all these people, and like I said, these people in Europe are different than these African people in America. I'm just being personally honest. A lot of those Africans in Europe, I'm talking about specifically France, Belgium, s- somewhat Spain, even though Spain is fucking racist. A lot of those people unite with other people that are not ethnically the same or racially the same. So the question I'm gonna ask Shabaka, why aren't you doing that with other races? Like, why aren't you doing that with the Arabs? Why aren't you doing that with the Asians? Why aren't you doing that with the Latinos? The one people that you are targeting is Black Americans. Why are you doing that? That's the question I'm asking you, and you have never gave me an answer for that. Why you need to target us and we're only 50 million? That, like, why? Why you want us to go to Africa? We don't want to go to Africa. We told you dozens of times we don't want to go to Africa. We told you dozens of times that, like, yo, Africa isn't for Black Americans. The people who wanted to go to Africa went to Africa. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to those people who live in Ghana. So now, Shabaka, the question is, why aren't you there with them, helping Africa? Why aren't you helping Africa? But everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the live chat. The chat is the
What's
live
going
chat.
on, African?
The live chat is about to be subscriber only, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to jump on if you want me to drop the link and or give you the number so you can call and talk, I can do that, but you have to donate to the channel. Give me a second, I'm gonna drop. And also, I'm gonna drop the Cash App in the GoFundMe, so y'all can do that. Give me a second, and we can start the show. Share. But yeah, like I was saying, I think, and I'm gonna say this: I think the Africans need to learn from the French and the French, the Germans, and some of the Spaniard. Well, the Africans who live in Spain. I think y'all need to learn from them. And this is just what I believe.
Pride.
What's going on, Tariq?
How are you, African Pride? What's on your mind?
Can you name me? Can you name me two FBA names?
FBA names?
Yes, yes, please.
Mike and Jonathan.
Mike and Jonathan is it's from Europe.
Right. And one of your African leaders is Jonathan Goodluck. So, what's your point?
Man, you was denigrating our African culture.
Yeah,
So
well,
I want to ask you, give me two FBA names.
I just said it, Jonathan. That's an FBA name. A lot of FBAs got that name, just like a lot of Africans got it. Like,
So you can't name me. You can't even name two FBA names.
I did. Cynthia. That's an
King Flex is fucking with him. I don't think people know he's right, but he's fucking with him.
FBA name. A lot of black women named
Yeah,
Cynthia.
that's from England. I'm saying FBA. That's FBA names.
Yeah, but Africans got it too, like Cynthia Revo. So, what's your point?
That's exactly my point. You can't name two FBA names,
We
but
can't name.
you trying to denigrate.
No, I
You trying
don't.
to denigrate
Listen,
our culture. It
I,
sounds like you kind of projecting.
no.
It's a projection.
Slow down, slow down. I can listen. We have a lot of different names. We have a lot of different names. Some that came from European society, some names that comes from African society,
Hey,
some
what's the name that comes from you?
names.
From
Yeah,
what comes from the Majaro spirit?
LaQuisha, that's an FBA name.
Latasha,
LaQuisha.
That's an FBA name.
Hold up, hold
Latasha.
up. You said,
Charlie. Charlicia is an FBA name. We have a lot of names like that, sir.
but
Y'all try to denigrate them. Yeah,
those are variations of English names. Like Charlize
no, it
is
ain't.
is Charlotte. It's half Charlotte and half Alicia.
This is what you call moving the goalposts. I think this is a big problem with a lot of Africans. Mostly, the reason why I said that's a big problem. It's because at the end of the day, you just said name the FBA name. He gave you an FBA name, and now, oh no, you mixed two things up. Okay, but it's an FBA name. Why is that a problem?
No, it
Uh,
ain't.
can you name me
It ain't.
some indigenous Majaro spirit FBA names?
Darquetta. That's the one.
That's all. That's all
Chukwita.
hybrid variations, my brother.
All names hybrid variations, sir. Aren't
Yes, I was trying to just.
all names are hybrid variations, sir? All of them.
No, they're not.
It is. Just
So you,
like them African names. They're hybrid names.
so you telling me Mobutu is a hybrid name?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would give people names like they didn't have last names, so they would give them names based on some of their characteristics, like Umbutu and whatever the word for big ears meant, bigger Dundee, and they'll just say that's your last name. They just
Yeah.
make them up. So a lot of names are hybrids, sir. That's
So
so
what's hybrid about Kunta?
Jaquita, Jamario, all of
Mario, that's
these,
Jamal and Mario. You
these
just proving my point, Tariq.
ain't
So the
well,
fuck what?
those are foundational Black
So
American.
okay, well, let's move along. So you can't name me two FBA names. That's one thing, right?
Name me a country that you didn't flee from.
But you
Over
guys are the face
you
of
over,
fleeing.
you over here, you ain't over there with Umduge. You over here with Sharquisha.
Hmm.
But Tariq, you guys split to 5 different countries.
But you over here with Sharquisha and them. You over here with the Majara family. You ain't over there showing no African pride, sir. Why is that? Why are you not showing African pride in Africa? Why do y'all have African pride and
Mm.
you're over here with Jarlisha and Lacreta? Huh? Why are you over here with the Foundation of Black American Family?
Tariq, FBAs have fled to 5 different countries during and after slavery.
Sir, we didn't flee nowhere. A couple of people might have left. We're the only people who stay 10 toes down. Don't you
Facts.
dare try to
So,
project fleeing onto us.
so if you cherry pick who
No. Don't project your fleeing onto us. We don't flee nothing. We don't.
isn't
No, we
is,
don't.
is, is isn't Isn't family
Isn't what African pride? Isn't what, sir? Unmute your microphone, sir. Why are you sitting over here with Charlisa?
isn't family reunions a fleeing activity? You
No,
guys, you guys wouldn't have family reunions if you weren't.
And this is I'm gonna say this. This is why we're watching this because this is the reason why we call y'all tethers. Just shit like this, man. It's not because you're African or Caribbean or wherever the fuck you are. It's because you do shit like this. This is what a tether is. It's his actions that make him a tether. Like you don't. I'm gonna say this: if y'all Africans and Caribbeans don't like the word tether, then don't be a tether. Don't be a tether. Be a solid person. But you can't get mad at a motherfucker when he's calling you by your actions. Your actions says it more.
Fleeing each other.
that makes zero sense. Explain how that.
What?
How does that make sense?
Okay, you wouldn't have family reunions if you all haven't fled from each other.
How do you flee from each other, then you reunite with each other?
Exactly, a family reunion. You guys are coming back together after fleeing from one point you guys were once.
Word of advice to Africans: don't be like this motherfucker. He's an idiot. When you say, "Oh yeah, you flee," oh you fled from a one state to another state, that's not fleeing. You're still in the same fucking country. That's like me move. That's like I used to live in JP and I moved to fucking Roxbury. Does that mean I fled from fucking JP? No, I had a better opportunity getting some shit. Y'all fled and did it. And put it this way, y'all fled and didn't make y'all situation better. Black Americans is always making everybody's situations better. This is why you get to leave out that country. This is why communities. This is why black communities do strive to be great. This is why we are great. And I know y'all were, oh, he doing the main character syndrome bullshit. My nigga, what am I saying that's wrong? You're just going off emotion because at the end of the day, we be on point. We be on that bullshit. You can't get mad at black Americans for being great. People celebrating us, people using our culture, people trying to be us and emulate us. You should be happy, like, yo, you know what? I got this cool ass fucking style from black Americans. Dumb niggas is cool. But instead of you doing that and just congratulating us, you want to steal it. You're a thief. That's a tether thing to do. That's a tether thing to do.
Together from. But like I said, you guys fled to 5 different countries during and after slavery.
You tethers are just stereotypes of just lying pieces of filth.
Mm,
Do you tethers know to do anything else but just sit here lying? You're just
mm.
lying, just making up stuff. Do you tethers know how to do anything else besides lie? I mean, damn, you're just a walking stereotype of a lying, scamming, deceptive tether. There's a reason why you're over here with Jamarcus Nem and Charlisa and Sharquetta. Because Sharquetta and them, they stand 10 toes down. You can't
But
be trusted.
Sharkwood is
No,
not running shit.
you running here.
Well, Sharkwood is not running shit.
If she's staying 10 toes down and you're the one running to Sharquetta for
And,
protection.
and, can, I, and
Let
can
me
I make
get
another point
African
too?
pride. Hold on, African pride. Let me get our brother Marcel. Marcel, hop on, sir.
Hey Tariq, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad I'm here to hear someone bring up this point because some people have tried to bring this point up with me. It's a non-point. They try to compare our people who may have fled, the few who fled to Mexico and Canada, to them fleeing from countries where they have complete control over their government. We were fleeing, the few who did, enslavement that was being enforced upon us in a country where we were not the majority. Y'all are fleeing from countries where you are the majority. You have complete control, but you're too damn lazy to build it up and fight back. Most of us did not flee from this country even when we had slavery. Even when they were trying to force us to go to Liberia, even when after the Civil War they tried to tell us to go to South America, Central America, and the Caribbean, we refused to do so. And even in the instances where some of us went to Mexico and Canada, a lot came right back here during the time of slavery. I wish y'all would stop trying to make that non point, comparing y'all fleeing from countries where you are the majority to us, the few who fled from enslavement that was enforced upon us by a government where we were vastly outnumbered.
Yes, Steve. Thank you.
But how can you say that like only a few of us fled, right? But you're cherry picking who to claim and who not. But you guys weren't the few who started Black Wall Street, but you claim Black Wall Street. You dig what I'm saying?
No, don't dig what you're saying at all. Because again, you're fleeing from a country where you're 98%. There's no enslavement happening. You are just failing to build up your nation. You're failing to run a government effectively, and you're too damn lazy to build your country up. And
Mm.
you fled to our country where we stayed and fought and built it up. So please stop trying to build your self esteem up by trying to compare us to y'all. You cannot compete with us. There is no comparison.
There you go.
Marcel, right? When I go to a FBA community, I see the same things I see in African countries. I see immigrants running businesses, right? Every week, uh, Carlisha, you see Carlisha getting in the put in the headlock by Mr. Kim or Mr. Lee in the nail salon.
This is the white supremacist talking points. Uh, Malaikum salam. Ali Howard. Shout out to you, player. I'm gonna say this. This is a very bad thing, and this is why I say delineation is a must. You know, and it's because of what Africans and Caribbeans think of Black Americans. You know, I'm gonna say we don't deserve how they think of us or how they treat us. So at the end of the day, this is why I would support them, but I would never help. I would support them, shout out to Africa and stuff like that, but I won't help Africa. I'm telling you, I won't help Africa because it's not my business. That's their people's business. But that's Africa for you.
Because they don't want to pay. See that shit every
And then you'll see Cornell go and put hands on Mr. Lee. That's what you'll see, like they did out here in Compton.
Hmm.
Yeah, it ain't like over there in your homeland where the Asians are whooping on folks and y'all standing around filming. Yeah, when they start whooping on folks over here, they get whooped back on.
Yep.
Shout out to my brother Tyrone Muhammad up there in Chicago. They tried that up there in Chicago. One of the homies went up there and put in some work. We put in work, brother. We don't flee like you. And by the way, African pride. Let me ask you this: name three things that your country created that the world uses. Name three things. Go ahead, African pride. Name three things, three inventions from your homeland that the world uses. Go ahead.
math,
Mm.
science, and language.
Your country created math.
Yeah, math, science, and language.
Your country didn't create no damn math, science, and language, sir. Lying proves my point. Brother Marak, hop on. When you have to lie, that means Marak, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak on African Pride's accusation about the whole names thing. 'Cause we just had a conversation about Christopher Columbus, and we obviously know that Christopher Columbus ain't his real name. It's just an anglicized version of his real name.
Right.
Mm.
And I say that because of the fact that uh, a lot of our names were I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of our names weren't anglicized in the first place, because if you look into I know you're familiar with Jack D. Forbes, who did a book on our pre-Columbian existence in America, and he
Black.
talked about how a lot of Negroes had the name Robin, and how
Mm.
that had a pre-colonial dialect, or if not completely changed, and now it's been anglicized to what we know as of today in our land.
There you go. Thank you so much. Uh, anyway,
Can I put one more point too, right?
African.
Yeah,
Not really, brother. I don't really like when dudes be lying. Everything you say is in bad faith. So yeah, when you have to lie because you're too ashamed of your failed homeland and you have to lie and project. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Let me get off here. Yeah, you too ashamed to admit that y'all ain't never invented nothing. And you got to start making them stuff. We created math, science, and language. You ain't invented nothing. Malik, what's up, Malik?
No, I saw the. What's up, Tariq? By the way, let me be so respectful. But I saw the title, like, why are black men the only group who gets attacked over how we vote? And I
What's
remember I
going on,
told one of my
Gullery?
friends, I'm like,
Shout
hey, yo,
out to
bro, I
you,
might just
player.
vote green, right? Because like they the only people out here that support reparations.
I'll say this: the only thing about that, what he said about going green, is there's not enough people for them to win, like a political vote, and like for the presidency. You know, it's getting bigger, and they are disrupting. Um, because that's what Cornell West did. Instead of him going to Democrat, he went green, and a lot of the a lot of the immigrants and the white supremacists, and I'm talking about the Democrats, had a problem with that because he thought that he was stealing votes from the Democrats, and this is the type of mindset that a lot of these folks be having.
Yeah, yeah,
The only people that support reparations. He was like, bro, like that's throwing your vote away. I'm like, throwing my vote to people that ain't gonna give me reparations.
right, right,
like,
right.
a lot of people they attack a black man just for thinking outside of the box that we supposed to be
Hmm.
in. It seems
Oh
like we
yeah,
supposed to think a certain way, supposed to talk a certain way, everything like that. Like I think it kind of hurts though sometimes too when I get this from people that I really love and trust, right?
oh
That
yeah,
don't even ask you why you think that way or why you want to vote for this particular person.
oh yeah, yeah. It's heavy.
Word advice I would give him: don't trust a lot of Africans. It's cool to have your small circles of Africans, but a lot of those people don't. A lot of those people have that same mindset. Like we don't have the eat or be eaten because we're not drug dealers, we're not gang members, we're not criminals. Those are the people who you really supposed to have that mindset. But even our criminals. Even back in the days with our criminals, we had the mindset of, still protecting the community, still looking out for each other. How can we help each other? And I'm just talking about as a hustling mindset. But now it's like, yo, how much can I get off of all these folks? And I get sometimes you help people to help themselves. And I hope you get what I'm saying. I'll explain it. What I mean is, like, sometimes you'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? A guy said, "Yo, I need $20,000." So yeah, I'll give you $20,000, but I want the 25% back. That $20,000. I mean, I want my $20,000 back plus 25% of 20,000. Some gonna say some's gonna say yes. The ones that you say yes might not be able to pay it. So instead of really just fucking them up, they will have to owe you solid. They will pay it off, but also they can get something out of it as well. You help them help themselves. So after they pay, and what I mean is after they pay you off, they already found a way of making money. That's what I'm saying. In a scary type of way.
Man. Nikki, you got brother Randy Short on here? Nikki is out here in these streets, bro. And you talking about Planet Somebody? What's up, Planet Somebody?
side blocks them. So it's very crucial that not only do we vote for who we want and we get them in office, but then when they're in office, we're able to let them do what they were promised to do, and not be just say, oh, well, they couldn't do it because of Congress or the Senate or whatever. So they're going to need our support as soon as once they're in office as well. And I thought that's a good point. I brought it up in another group, and then a lot of them agreed with me. Yeah, we need to stay on top of the president and make sure that they follow through with their promises. And I think that was just a good point. I just want to bring that up.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, all right, that's very random. All right, let me get Nikki in here and Dr. Short. Everybody good down there? Dr.
I want to do a shout out to and thanks to Nikki for intervention and all.
I wanted to hear the brother cook, so Nick said, slow down. I'm talking about what? I didn't hear you. You got to slow down. You said I recently talked about who? Unmute your mic, Nathaniel. Nathaniel? Okay, I hope you're not still babbling. Nathaniel, go ahead, unmute your microphone. Nathaniel, unmute your mic. He's probably still talking. He's probably just spewing a bunch of goofy.
The Kyle Rittenhouse effect.
They have a false sense of their population because they live by each other. Facts, Ali. Howard, you are right about that. They do live amongst each other. I'm just a person outside of looking in. Like, if I'm living amongst like Latinos, I can tell that there's a whole bunch of them, and a lot of them probably can't because they're so used to it. It's like I know I live near a Latino when they got more than one fucking car. You know, they usually got two or three fucking cars. You always got to park fucking far. Like it's a headache. They always over park, and when I mean over park, they'll take the whole parking spot that can fit two or three cars in there. So it's a headache, man. I personally can't deal with it. That's why I try to live amongst Black Americans. At least we help each other. Like, oh, yo, you need a parking spot? Oh, yo, here, I'll push in a little bit so you can have there. Latinos, even white people, they'll take the whole fucking parking spot and say, "Oh, I live right here," and you got to tell them niggas, this is public parking, not private parking. You know, then they'll give you, "Oh, I lived here for like 30 years." Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to park. You know, and that's what white people do. I have seen it dozens of times. It's just a mannerism that they do have when they don't want like a person of color parking there. I understand, you know.
That doesn't make any sense because if you look at what went down, I mean, I want everybody in this call to search Kyle Rittenhouse N-word, where one of his victims were saying, "Shoot me N-word, shoot me N-word." And I want every FBA in this call to look up that video. So what actually happened is that he shot a suspected WA.
Nobody cares. What makes you think we care? Nobody cares about that. We already know what it is. Why are you rehashing something that nobody really cares about? Nobody's even talking about that. Nobody's talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. What makes you think we give a damn about that? And you're not even a white man. You're an East African.
You're going to make yourself liable for a defamation lawsuit. I don't want you to lose that.
How? By saying the Kyle Rittenhouse effect? What's the defamation there? How is that defamation? How is that defamation?
You don't know.
Go ahead, Nathan.
You're saying that he was a racist and that
he was a racist.
Fueled his rage or this killing this.
Where did I say?
Because you keep saying that he killed people for being supportive.
I think he was a racist. I believe he was a racist because he went there to target Black Americans, and he ended up targeting his own people.
The black people when it was really
And I'm
instead.
gonna say this too: those people he killed probably had. I think one of them had a sexual assault case. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this: um, sometimes people pay debt. They pay their debt to society. Is the shit still fucked up? Yes, it's still fucked up. I would never have him around my fucking kids. But at the end of the day, that's not our choice to say if he lives or die. And I think a lot of these white supremacists and this what not even white supremacists, the white media is doing that. And I'm gonna say this: the white supremacists sacrifice their own people to. They sacrifice their own people to. They sacrifice their own people for the greater good, if that makes sense, or for the lesser evil. I hope that makes sense, everybody. But yeah, that's what they did.
Affected WS was one of his victims.
What are you talking about?
And Tariq, I don't want you to lose those big houses that you have in these white neighborhoods.
Okay, you're just saying stuff for attention. You're just being a musty, whining tether who's just saying stuff. You're not white. And caping for Kyle Rittenhouse is not going to make you white, Nathaniel. You having white men in your profile, that's not going to make you.
And this is another reason why. Also, right here, I'm gonna move on. This is the reason why a lot of Black Americans consider a lot of these Africans tethers. Because shit like this, like right is wrong. Like, yeah, I get it. The niggas out, doing willy nilly, but let's be honest. He went there to target Black Americans, and he ended up having to put his own people down. Two of them, then wounded one of them. That's saying a lot.
White. You're a light bulb head East African tether.
He said a light bulb. So we're gonna get into we're gonna watch half of this. Actually, I think I'm gonna finish up with this. Actually, no, let me do this first, then we're gonna finish up.
Black American experience will solve cycle from the institutions and the structures while gaining everything and giving nothing.
He's right,
But this phrase has been widely accepted as a racial slur. And there are a few people who are unhappy about it.
Now, they will say that Tether is an actual description of an immigrant who come here to cosplay as a Black American. That's what they will say.
Now, this is poetic flacco, and it's important to
I'm gonna say this. This is one of the reasons why I do have problems with immigrants, or concern. My concern is when it comes to Black Americans, they always feel like they have a say so. I don't know what it is. I think because they kind of look like us, like we have sometimes the same skin color, that they can talk amongst us. No, we don't do that. That flat blackness fucked a lot of our Black culture up. And this is why I always say I blame the older generation. The older generation fucked up a lot of the stuff with this pan-africanism. Pan-africanism hurt the Black community.
understand that he is laying out the basis of the definition as given by Tariq Nasheed, or those who are in the online Twitter community or X community about FBA. But he would use a rebuttal by doing this.
But then they say, tether hairline. Oh, tether babble. Tether this, tether that, right? Like,
those are jokes.
Like, you wouldn't say tether hairline if it was not a racial slur, right? If it was a description for somebody who come here and cosplay as a Black American, then like you would use it as it's defined. The minute you start to use it outside of the actual definition and description, it then becomes a racial slur because you're using it to dehumanize somebody.
The first 8 seconds, which you heard in the first clip, was only focused on the real definition. The remaining 26 seconds that he invested his time focused on the racial slur or abuse of the term.
And I'm gonna say this to Flacco. This is a real reason why a lot of Black Americans want delineation. Because every time we say something, it seems like every time we say something, a lot of y'all have to play the victim. Whenever Black Americans have to say something or want to defend their people, this is when the victimhood comes.
Which he is correct. People do use that slur of a tether hairline, tether sandals, tether dashikis. I mean, all of those things are true. But I wonder, why focus on the slur, but not the definition itself? I like to debate in intellectual honesty. I will concede that for the sake of this video, the term tether can and has been used and maybe will be used in the future as a racial or slur to describe African or Black immigrants. But what Poetic Flacco will have a hard time getting around is if he fits the actual definition without slurs of the compartmentalization of the phrase tether. The question is, will he actually fit what Tariq Nasheed or others have alleged against people like him and the remainder of his group? It is important to understand that Tariq Nasheed and other people in the hashtag FBA community have blatantly said that not everybody is a tether. It is a behavior. Somebody has to do something to fit the qualifications of the word or phrase tether, just as somebody who is a heterosexual or a homosexual or a bisexual or a drug addict or a football player or a basketball player or an attorney, you have to do certain things to qualify for the definition. First thing that I would like to leverage against the people who fit the phrase of tether is that they use FBA talking points. Not all people who fit the tether definition are looking to undermine Black Americans right away. At least it doesn't seem so. Initially, what they will do to get into the community, they will have characteristics of virtue signaling. And you will see this when things happen to people in the Black community, like Black Lives Matter. You will see it with George Floyd. The people, in fact, who will come out and protest with the Black community are the so-called tethers themselves. And the people who will come out in support will be the people accused of being tethers themselves. Let's talk about what's going on with Nolan Wales, and let's see what Poetic Flacco has to say.
Nolan Wells' family is officially under attack. The white supremacist has apparently finally caught up to this story, and they're making up for their absence, right? They are rapidly going to work to go against this family.
If you can see here, this piece of content resonates with the Black American community. It resonates with the pain and the trauma of white supremacy and allegedly at the hands of white people, in this case, 3 boys. But it's also important what another person would do.
Who went out on some boat and ride with his friends in Mississippi, Horns Island or something, and he ends up missing, but the white dudes are there. The 3 bozos don't know where he is, right? And what's really funny is they ended up erasing their ING really quickly. And also, I guess their parents are like judges, and they're in power positions in this area. And this is Mississippi. Go figure.
It almost seems forced, Godfrey's behavior, as if he cares so much about the Black community. Now, Poetic Flacco has put this video up, so has Godfrey. Both of them are really standing up against these white racists, and it seems as if these people are really concerned to what has happened to somebody in the Black American society.
He's right, you know.
And that is the first accusation, to get in, to resonate, and appropriate. You see, you must be like them to get them to support you. You must resonate and capitulate to get them to support you and to trust you. And therefore, you can be into their community. And the only reasons why people do that is the same reasons why women want to date rich men. It's hypergamy. What Poetic Flacco and Godfrey have done in their careers is the same thing that rich women and IG models do all the time. They go from a community of lower value economically to a community that has higher value. Nobody comes from a higher value community, typically down to the lower value community, unless there's an extreme opportunity. But in the case of Poetic Flacco or Godfrey, who sound just like me and you, this is their hypergamy play. They come into the system, pretend to be one of you, and all of a sudden, they're accepted. And once they're accepted, but there's a problem. Aligning with somebody's pain is different than contributing to their fundamental success, which is something that nobody can see with Poetic Flacco or Godfrey. The question is, when they have leverage on their YouTube channels or from their income, what can you see them doing for the Black American community that they have benefited from? And we can use really Godfrey as an example here. Now, if we look at the 154 podcast, we can clearly see that over the last year, since October, it has.
Nah, I didn't see that. Flacco went in too deep. He asked about throat strap. Oh my God. That's your peoples, Dorsey. Yeah, that's your California people. He's a Californian.
Blown up. The name 154 discusses one Africa, 54 countries, largely with all of these people growing up in Europe and the United States. And Godfrey dedicates a lot of his career and understanding to Black America. But it's interesting that Godfrey is being accused of this.
He has not bought a foundational Black American on 154. I'm not talking about in Godfrey We Trust, because I'm pretty sure one of them people up there is a foundational Black American. I'm not sure who, but I'm pretty sure one of them is. My issue is on 154. They're not talking about, from what I've seen, by and large, more often than not, it becomes a thing where they start talking about foundational Black Americans.
I think I'm gonna say this. Actually, let's finish this.
How foundational Black Americans have hurt them, made them feel so on and so forth, bobbity skibbity bop. And it's not about things happening in Nigeria.
Dave Anderson.
So my issue is, like, I don't mind them talking about Black Americans. My issue is you're not having no Black Americans defend themselves. You're having a conversation where people can't defend themselves. Like, Godfrey can do so much, and this is why I'm not as mad at Godfrey as everybody else is, because Godfrey can do so much, but also Godfrey has to understand he's the host. He has to let a lot of people tell their story. He likes to wrestle. Yeah, people, he likes to wrestle. No, Dorsey, he's a Californian. He's a Californian, so you know how y'all feel about y'all immigrants. So, you know, y'all like to protest, you know, with the Mexican flags. Y'all out there getting busy in the streets. But like I said, that was my issue, is that there's not Black Americans to defend themselves. You got two Nigerians on the show, plus the host. I mean, plus the guest. The guest that's not American, not even Black American. And I think that's very... I'm going to say this. I think in Godfrey, I might be wrong, Godfrey, but when you do stuff like that, you're weaponizing what these people are saying about Black Americans when you have nobody to defend them. I don't have a problem with that because it gives me content, but at the end of the day, you can't get mad about the backlash because it offends Black Americans. To me, it's offensive, but I don't care too much about it, you know, because this is a business to you. So I'm not going to try to fuck your business up. In California, at least we wear a thong. I don't know, Dorsey. A lot of y'all know y'all do those little freak offs in the fucking in them suburban areas, you know, in the middle of nowhere, Dorsey. So those swinger parties, I know about the swinger parties in California. You know the key swapping and all that shit that y'all having. Y'all some freaks in California, man. That's how Diddy got his charges, because of y'all.
Did something that I never honestly thought about. He said Godfrey will have people from the Black community on the Godfrey is Live podcast, but he will never have a Black American on the 154 podcast. That's very interesting because even people like Tariq Nasheed, who disagrees with a lot of Africans out there, will open up his TikTok or his Twitter spaces for conversation. You have the Daily Rapper crew, who are from the Black American community, and they open up their doors to debate from anybody in the community. It's interesting that 154 podcast will not have anybody from the hashtag FBA community on there, but they don't have a problem with other people coming on the podcast and then having something slightly negative to say about their experience with Black Americans. And then when somebody gets on Godfrey for not checking the person for that comment, he may say something, well, it's a 3-hour show, I can't get to everything, or it's that person's opinion, not mine. And this is the same thing that Shannon Sharp said when Cat Williams came on the podcast.
Dorsey, don't forget the village people had the Wild Wild West outfit. And where did the Wild Wild West outfit come from? The West Coast. You know, the thing with the booty hanging out with the cowboy hat? That came from the West Coast, buddy.
But the reality is, when you have the opportunity to bring a Black American on and defend themselves, and you don't, but you consistently allow Africans to come on and have their gripes with Black Americans, what it seems at this particular point that you're being unfair. Because now you're participating in what I would call corporate pan-Africanism, and now you have those corporate African sponsors, and now you're leaning that podcast towards that community that makes a lot of money, and you have forgotten all about the hashtag FBA homies you had over here who were holding you down all the time. Let's talk about Poetic Flacco. He is a person that is accused of mimicking a whole bunch of behaviors in the Black community, and he shows everybody how much money he makes. But there is no evidence of him donating to the guy that was shot by Chud the Builder. There is no evidence of him trying to do anything for Black America. All you see is him bragging about how much money he makes or how somebody can join his YouTube courses. And the reason why is because to talk about Black American pain costs them actually nothing. It's easy to sit around on your computer all day from North Dakota or from New York City and discuss how Black Americans are being mistreated by the white supremacists and we should unite. It costs them actually nothing. And there is no skin in the game with that sort of behavior, which leads me to this point.
When Black Americans have historically faced pressure, whether we talk about politics, economics, or social, there's often been a shared understanding and response rooted in long, specific history inside this country. And that history created networks, it created institutions, it created a certain level of internal protection. And when you're part of that lineage, you move differently because the history is yours. And when delineation happens, that automatic connection is no longer assumed. Now, identity is more specific. And when identity becomes specific, the benefits that came from a broad grouping naturally shift as well. So yes, some people, a lot of people, they starting to feel the difference.
That's true. They're feeling, I'm going to say this, Africa and the Caribbeans are feeling the heat right now because don't forget, a lot of them didn't really have to fight. All they had to do is sit back and relax and watch Black Americans do a lot. You know, Black Americans isn't fighting anymore. And I'm talking about these organizations as well that was orchestrating all of this. You know, they were orchestrating us saving Africa, and Africa wasn't giving us shit at the time. Even till right now, they're not giving us shit. You know, so this is what I'm gonna tell Africans. This is what comes with the ignorance. The ignorance that you give, this is what happens. You know. Let's move on to the next one. Shout out to O'Shea Drew Jackson. We're gonna hit the Marquette, how he talks to her in African, and this is where right now the African fatigue comes in. You know, or the immigrant
special
fatigue.
Requested debate. The gentleman came in via wisdom.com. So around the clock. He said, I got some smoke. I said, okay, why not? I yield the floor for the gentleman to introduce himself, and we'll go ahead and get to the conversation.
Hi, Marquette. My name's Robert. Big fan of you. I've been watching you since the Fresh and Fit podcast back in 2023. Then I followed you to the whatever podcast where you debated Adam 22. Uh, Stumbled upon your video where you criticized an African woman. I want to say she's probably from Kenya about her.
Dorsey, you used to work in Hollywood. Did you forget? Remember you used to work at the little adult store? Did you forget? In Hollywood? They love you in Hollywood, Dorsey.
Criticism about white supremacy. I think you argued because she had relaxed her hair that her arguments of Donald Trump peddling white supremacy was irrelevant. And so I found a few issues with that. One, in the United States, the African immigrants are the highest paid Black population by far. We actually double foundational Black Americans in income. We double foundational Black Americans in education. And we double and triple foundational African Americans in reading levels. So I pulled out some stats to read out to you. I know you are highly educated, so I wanted to come prepared. So it says Kenyans average roughly 92,000 to 93,000. They're highly represented in healthcare and tech. Cameroonians have a strong presence in professional services like finance. Ghanaians average 85,000. Nigerians average 80,000. The overall US population averages just under 80,000, and foundational Black Americans average only 55,000. So my whole argument is the African immigrants and the foundational Black Americans should unite to move forward rather than arguing against each other.
All right, so I want to stop that there, and the reason why I want to stop that, there's something that he said that wasn't correct. He says that Africans triple Black Americans. That's not true. Black Americans, that let me tell you why that can't be true. If Black Americans are the most successful, successful Black Americans, if Black Americans are the most successful people in the black diaspora, how the fuck are you doing better? That doesn't make sense. That don't make sense. And there's not a lot of you in this country. There's not a lot of y'all in this country, but how are y'all doing better? That's the question you have to ask. It can't be true. And this is the first time me watching this video too, so I will be stopping.
That conclude your remarks.
Yes.
Well, I thank you for sharing that. Robert, did you say it was?
Yeah.
Told you, Dorsey.
I'm American by passport, also British by passport. I was
Damn.
born in Dakar, Senegal, to diplomatic parents. Grew up in Geneva, Switzerland.
You speak any French?
Ouais, je parle très bien français. Oui, je grandis
Excellent.
là-bas, en fait.
Okay, so I will start from the beginning. You said quite a few things. I didn't want to interrupt you. Generally, it's someone says wrong mic. Huh, curious. Folks, can you confirm if you can hear the taps on this mic? Number one, I appreciate you supporting my work over time, or at least watching. You came on with what is called a specious argument. A specious argument is seemingly plausible but fallacious. And this is why I'm the greatest, because I can see through this stuff very quickly. You're comparing African immigrants to foundational Black Americans, but here's the problem. You're comparing the totality of the foundational Black American, which is to say the full...
Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the live chat. Don't forget to share to 5 people, share to 5 different platforms, or you can mix it up. That equals 5. And also, don't forget to donate to the platform and the system. So I will be putting down the link, so you could just click it, send in a little bit of money. Doesn't have to be a lot, but just No, just so I know that you do appreciate the platform that and the topics that I do give you. So thank you, and I do appreciate that. Um, Early advance.
Full data set, which considers every strata of the foundational Black American, from the upper class to the lower class. But you're comparing it largely to just the upper class of the African immigrants. And I think you may know where I'm going with this, but if you'd refrain from interrupting unless I ask you a simple question, I'd appreciate it. So you reference Kenyans, and I've been to Kenya. It's quite far away. How much do you think a ticket costs to get from Kenya to the United States?
About $2,300.
That would be far, far out of the budget of like 90% of Kenyans. Would you agree?
If they're based in Kenya,
Yeah,
possibly.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Kenyans are from Kenya. Okay, great. So it's way out of their budget. And even if it was in their budget, they would still need a significant amount of connections to get into the United States, because most African countries are not favored by American policies, even if it's for tourism. So not only would they have to have the money, they'd also have to have the connections. And you said your parents were diplomats, so I trust that you know what I'm saying is real. Can we concede that point?
I disagree.
Okay, let me just make sure that we're understanding. So the United States has visa-free travel with a number of countries, most of which are in Europe, and then there's some other ones like South Korea, for example. Then there are a number of countries that have a hard time getting into America across the board under any administration, especially the Trump administration. Most of those countries are Black countries in Africa.
Shout out to you, Doug.
So you're suggesting to me that it wouldn't be difficult for a Kenyan to get to the United States. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm suggesting, depending on where the Kenyan is, I think the GDP per capita in Kenya is probably something like 13,000 a year.
Right.
My argument, yeah.
Right. So if the GDP is 13,000 a year and a flight from Kenya costs several $1,000s, and in addition to that, they'd have to pass the visa process, not only for the United States, but also for Kenya. And it is very difficult to get a tourist visa as a Kenyan or sub-Saharan African in general. You're lying if you're saying anything otherwise.
Under the Trump
you're lying. No, that's not true. It's not under the Trump administration. It's under any administration in the United States that has ever existed, and that has always been true. This is not a new thing. Either you're ignorant or you're lying.
Well,
it's only one or the other.
I don't want to hurl personal attacks, but
no, that's a fact. You could only be ignorant saying such a thing, and I know because I've done business throughout the continent. I have many contacts throughout the continent, and they always have trouble getting here, whether they're scholars, professors, academics, researchers, physicians.
Shit!
You have to be kidding me if you're not aware of that.
Well, you can argue people have trouble.
No, there's no argument. It's the fact.
Look at the graph.
The most difficult place to get a visa into America is the continent.
Yo, he already started off in the back. Yeah, he's about to rage quit soon. Yeah, I can tell he's about to rage quit. What?
Continent of Africa is the worst by far. Like what?
Yeah, you're missing the point though, Mark. My argument is, over the last 12 years,
I didn't address your argument. You were failing to concede a. You were failing to concede a point.
Well,
I didn't get to addressing your argument because you lied about a minor point. The minor point, and everyone knows it to be true, is that it's very hard to get a visa from sub-Saharan Africa into the United States, and that is not new under the Trump administration. It's harder, but not new. If you can't concede that, then you're not arguing in good faith.
No. Sure, it's been a challenge for Africans.
Great. So my point is that for an African to get a visa into the United States, they must be both wealthy and connected.
And educated. You can get H-1B visas.
Great. Let's throw that in there.
The vast majority.
Let's throw that in there. They must be wealthy, connected, and educated, or seeking education.
Exactly. You could be seeking education.
Right. But you said educated, though. I used your word.
Well,
you said educated.
Have
So
you
you have
heard
to
of the
listen to
ISA?
yourself. No, you have to
Right.
listen to yourself, though. Don't get mad at me. I repeated what you said.
No.
Okay,
Not,
great.
I'm not
Now,
upset with
carrying
you.
on. Now, carrying on. So, I'm going to summarize it because it took so much just to get you to concede
Yo,
that minor point. Now I'll get to my
Because
argument.
you're wrong.
yo, the thing about it, if you was arguing with this dude, you will be mad at Marquette, and I understand why this African guy, is getting very agitated because at the end of the day, Marquette has to correct you, and I know a lot of Africans that don't like to be corrected. You know,
Wait,
That
I'm
point's
wrong.
not true.
Wait, I'm wrong about what?
Yeah,
You're
so
lying here. You're
you
lying, and we're
argued
about to
that you
bust you
need
out.
all
No,
three.
we're about to bust you out real
Marquette.
soon. We're about to bust you out real soon.
You
What am I
argued
lying
all
about?
three. Sure. Would you let me correct you? You argued you need all three
No, I
to get
didn't say
into the
all three.
United
I said
States.
two, and you added the third. You have to listen to
Okay.
yourself. You got to
So
stop
you
lying.
said you need to be connected, you need to be wealthy,
That's right.
and
That's what I said.
seeking education.
No, I did not.
Marquette.
I added that after you said educated. You have to
Right.
stop
But
lying.
you said the word and educated, right? After I said
No, I
seeking
literally
education.
said I will add that when you said it. I said I will
Right.
add that. You have to pay attention and stop lying.
Well,
listening to
I want to address all your points, and I want to make sure I hold you
You
accountable for
cannot
what you're
address
saying,
my
Mark.
points until I make an argument, my dear boy.
Yeah, but
Because
we're
you're
not even
lying
past the
about the
first statement,
basics.
Marquette.
Because you're lying about the basics, I can't put together my argument, and everyone knows you're lying. You tried to
Listen,
say that it's not difficult for sub-Saharan Africans to get into the United States.
that's not what I said. I said if
That
you're
is what you
seeking an
conveyed.
H-1 visa or if you're seeking education, you can bypass being wealthy and you can bypass being connected. You can be a
Wait, hold
strong
on.
scholar and
Hold on
get
1 second.
a
You're
scholarship to
telling
the
me
United
that
States.
significant numbers of
uh-oh.
Africans get into America without being wealthy? And when I say wealthy, I'm saying compared to other Africans. For example, if you're Kenyan and you can afford a trip from anywhere in Kenya to the United States, you're spending no less than probably like 15% of your annual income. Are you kidding me? That's not
Well,
wealthy?
depends where, right? So Kenya, we'll just talk about Kenya. I've only been to Kenya a few times in Nairobi. Let's talk about the International School of Kenya in Nairobi. A lot of those students go straight to the United States directly from ISK. ISK is an international
Wait,
school
dude, you got to
not too
stop
far from the
lying.
U.S. Embassy.
Listen,
What
you're
is a
trying
lie, Marquette?
you're
What is a
trying to
lie?
suggest that
Exactly.
it's easy to get from Africa to America. It's the
No,
hardest place
not
on the
easy.
planet
No,
Earth
no, no.
to get
Yeah,
to America.
we're not
Like you're a
saying it's easy.
jokester.
No, we're not saying it's easy. We're
I'm
saying
saying
there's
it's the
different
hardest.
pathways.
What
No,
continent?
it's not. It's not the
Which
hardest.
continent is the hardest to get into America? Which continent?
I would probably say the Middle East. I'd probably say, countries from
Dude, you have to be
Afghanistan, Iran.
joking. You
What?
have to be joking. You can't be
Marquette.
that uninformed. Are you that
Marquette.
uninformed?
Marquette.
You are that uninformed.
Are you telling me it's
Do you know
easier
what
for
the per
someone from
capita income
Iran?
is in? 1 second. Do you know what the per capita income is in Qatar?
I'm not sure what the GDP per capita is.
Do you know what the currency is in Jordan as compared to the United States?
What currency they use in Jordan? I'm not sure.
If you look at the top 5 strongest currencies, where are they? Like which
I would argue
region
the
is
United
dominating?
States.
Which
I'd
region
probably
is
say
dominating?
Europe, the U.S. and Europe.
You told me that it's harder to get from the Middle East into America than it is from Africa into America. That's extraordinary.
countries,
You
yeah.
clearly are ignorant. Saudi Arabia is a well-to-do country. Qatar
Yeah,
is a
we're not-
well-to-do
no,
country.
we're not
United
arguing
Arab
Saudi Arabia.
Emirates is a well-to-do country. Jordan is controlled by the Central Intelligence Agency.
So what you're doing
What are you
is
talking about?
You're
You're
twisting my
alone.
arguments. You're
That's not an
completely
argument.
twisting my
You
argument.
just misstate. You just lied. You created a fact out of thin air, which was not a fact. It's called a lie. I'm not twisting arguments. That's not an argument. That's a lie.
Okay, so do Africans seek higher education in the United States? Are they some of the highest paid individuals
everyone seeks
in the
higher
United
education in
States?
the United States because the United
Are
States has the
Africans
most.
some
1
of the
second, young
highest
man.
paid people
1
in the
second, young
United
man.
States?
The United States has the most developed university system on the planet Earth, and that's agreed upon by
Correct.
everyone.
Correct.
So let me just shorten up the argument because I could tell that either you're ignorant or you're dishonest.
What is
or
ignorant
possibly
about
both.
what I'm saying, Mark?
Ignorant means you do not know. That's what ignorance
No,
means. You are
what-
without
okay.
knowledge.
But my friend,
You
I can
don't know
argue you're
anything
ignorant
about
on the subject
one
as
moment,
well.
young man. You don't know anything about the Middle East. You don't know anything about commerce. You don't know anything about economies. You don't even know what currency they have in Jordan, do you?
We're not arguing about Jordan, though. My argument
Yes, we
was
are actually,
Africans
because you
come into the
mentioned
United
that the
States
Middle
and they
East, no,
dominate
sir, you
the
mentioned that it's
financial
hard
sector.
to get from the Middle East into the United States. And I'm trying to point out to you that if you look at the Middle East, they have not only developed economies and high per
They
capita
do.
income, but they
Absolutely, they
also
do.
have, don't interrupt, young man, they also have strong currencies, and they have enough wealth to where you don't have fear of them coming and overstaying a visa, because 9 out of 9, your life is better in Doha. 9 out of 9, your life is better in the country in the Middle East, in the Khaliji. Do you know where Doha is?
I absolutely know where Doha is.
Have you been there?
No, I have not been to Doha.
Okay, where is Doha?
Doha's in the Middle East.
Where is Doha?
I'm not a Middle East scholar.
I'm not a
But
Middle East scholar
Doha is
either. I'm
near
not a Middle East
Saudi
scholar either.
Arabia,
Where is Doha?
Jordan,
We
and
got
Qatar.
him.
Where is Doha?
We got him.
I just answered that question, but you were
Okay.
speaking over me. I'll go
okay.
ahead and answer it again.
Yeah, please.
Doha's between Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Kuwait.
Which country is it in?
Generally, that's where Doha is.
Well, which country
No,
is it in?
this nigga's asking him where the country is at. He don't know where it is.
I'm not. Are you trying to like expose that I'm not
Yes,
a Middle
I'm
East scholar,
exposing.
or
I'm exposing that you're ignorant. I'm exposing that you're ignorant.
I'm not a
That's
Middle
what. That's
East
what I'm.
scholar? All right. So let me give you background about myself.
No, don't
since
give me any
I'm-
background.
I'm-
Actually,
I'm-
don't give me any
so
background. Let me
ignorant
help you
to
out.
you.
Let me help you
Okay.
out. Don't give me
Please
any
go ahead.
background.
Please go
I'm
ahead.
exposing that you're ignorant, and that's why so many of the arguments you're making are fallacious. And when I give you the facts, you can't respect it, because people who argue from ignorance are irrational people. So when
Let's
I give you
see
logic,
my
one
argue
second,
like this.
please. When I give
Go
you
ahead.
logic and reason, you've already made up your mind based on emotions. Because if you knew the facts, you would never argue against me.
Did you think the facts that I read out to you is like a pretend fact? I was reading that directly from the. Here, let me pull it up again.
No, what you were saying at the beginning, those were factoids. And I'm going to help you understand. Factoids. Factoids. Yes.
Go ahead.
Factoids.
They were factoids.
Okay.
So I'm going
Go
to
ahead.
help you
Factoids.
understand them.
Yeah, that's
You
a
see, the
dope
problem
word.
is that sometimes people might have knowledge, but they still don't have wisdom. And so I'm going to give you some wisdom. And this is the value of education.
Okay.
So you were mentioning things that are true, and I agree. And may I say to all of my Africans across the diaspora, all of my Africans in the United States, congratulations to you. I'm very proud of you. I'm very thankful to have you here representing the black peoples of the earth very well.
Shout out to
But
you.
what I was pointing out to you, when you fail to acknowledge the simple points and make any concessions, which shows irrationality and dishonesty or ignorance, I was pointing out to you that if someone is able to leave Kenya or leave Ethiopia or leave Nigeria or Ghana or Benin or Cameroon or any of these places, they're generally someone who comes from a well-to-do family, they're well-connected, and that's why they were able to get that visa. Then their family comes over, or they come over as an individual, or it's chain migration, whatever the case is. But when they get here, you're now comparing the upper class of Cameroon or South Africa or Ethiopia or Kenya. You're comparing just the upper class, just the people who were ambitious enough to leave. They left a retrograde economy. And you're comparing just the upper class of the Kenyans to the entirety of the social strata of the foundational black Americans. So of course, when you compare the upper class to all of the classes of black Americans, the upper class is going to win. No matter where you took them from. You could have took them from Albania, could have taken them from Philippines, could have took them from Central African Republic. So that is the problem with your argument, is that it's illogical because you are not comparing
Hey
apples
y'all,
to
it's the girl
apples.
Star
But I'll
Martin.
still
And
tell
of
you
course,
this.
I'm here to talk about.
I love to see the Africans succeed. But if we did the following and we used logic and we extended your suggestion that the Africans are of superior intelligence or capability to the foundational black Americans, this is the extrapolation.
Facts.
Then we would have to say, well, if all of these Kenyans are so damn bright. Why is Kenya in such a bad condition? And I say that as someone who's been there several times. Or why is Tanzania in such bad condition? Or why is Nigeria in such bad condition? In fact, there was just recently a strike where it killed a great many innocent people. It was a strike from the United States. You'd have to wonder, why can't their government manage their own affairs? And why they don't have the dignity to maintain their own sovereignty. So your suggestion that these are like above average people, it really doesn't make sense. You mentioned unity, but you came on with a message of division. You came on suggesting.
So what this dude did, he compared the people who are doing great in America, like the Africans that are doing great with Americans. I mean, in America, with Black Americans who are not doing shit. Real talk. That's what he's doing. That's dangerous and and it's fucked up. You know, that's why he said that. Yo, you're actually making up an argument, or you're making up something. I forgot what.
That these Africans are outperforming Black Americans, and yeah, the upper class of Africa is outperforming the mean or the average foundational Black American. Yes, that's true. That needn't even be argued. What is your goal here? Like, what is your actual goal?
Yeah, so you said a lot. I'll answer
We're
the
assuming.
last thing you said first. What is my actual goal? My actual goal is we need to focus more on unity, especially within the Black race. The Africans that migrate to the United States, they're not coming to compete with Black Americans. They're not coming to compete with other races. They're coming to find a better opportunity and to provide for their families and to be the best versions of themselves. That's one. Two, you're arguing that the elite class of Africans.
Okay, so now you're going on to a second point. So let me address the first point. Yeah. So the first piece, when you suggest that we need to unify, you'd have to define who we are. You failed to do that. That's number one. Then number two, you suggest that the Africans who come to America to do fill in the blank. There are times in which we can refer to Africa as a monolith. This is not one of them. And that's primarily because if you look at the Somalis, for example, you find a good section of Somalis that say that they're not African. They'll say that they're Arabs. You mentioned the Sudanese Africans, though there's a good portion of them that say that they're not Africans, they're Arabs. So the idea of uniting is quite bizarre, especially when you consider in Sudan, for example, they can't even unite with themselves. The Sudanese in the north can't unite with the Sudanese in the south. Or if you look at the Congolese, you find that they're at war. Now, granted, every time you find a war, you will find a foreign ideology, a foreign religion, or a foreign intelligence agency pulling the strings. But the fact of the matter is that you failed in defining who we are. Number two, you suggested that Africans are a monolith, wherein some of them don't even identify as Africans. I released the Black Code just recently. If you guys haven't gotten it, you can go to skool.com/Marquette, MARQUETT, click classrooms. That is the greatest work that has ever been created for the Black peoples of the earth. You can only unify upon values and ideas. This is something that the Black peoples have lacked. A philosophy that has been promoted and put forth by a Black person. Everything that you would see from the Africans, for example, excluding the Habesha, which are unique, the Ethiopians, you'll see that the West Africans have the Christian religion that came from their conqueror, as do the South Africans, and then the East Africans largely have Islam that also came from their enslaver. So they can only unify upon the Black Code. Everything else, they're just coming and saying, hey, we're the same color, we should get along. And let me give you one last note about Africans, and you know that this is true.
I think you're heavily uneducated about the subject, but I'll let you continue. I don't know if you spent much time in Africa. I don't know if you're familiar with.
The problem is these ancient people move around so much, you can't tell where anyone is from. So I will say this, Robin. The white race just started moving around like probably 700 years ago. You know, St. Michael's got mad at me on Monday because I said what the Moors said, and I said he said some foul shit, and I just said like, well, he said something about primates and he said black people need to stop acting like animals, and I said, well, St. Michael's, the Moors said that, no, he said black Americans were some type of mixed group, and I was like, well, St. Michael's, you can't really say that because I said the Moors said that white people were an admixture of dog, monkey, and in Neanderthal. He said, and I said, the Moors don't believe that y'all have hair. He said he believes that y'all have fur. And he got mad at me and started attacking me. I'm like, whoa, 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 what's going on? I was like, yo, the Moors said that. I said, I didn't say that. I said, the Moors said that. The Moors who were in Europe, the Moors who built Europe, those black descendants then came over here to America. Yeah, that's what the Moors said. I didn't say it, and he got mad at me. I'm like, yo, why are you blaming me for something that I did not say? I was like, yo, I told her I wouldn't say that about you. I was like, yo, this is what the Moors say, And the reason why I told him that is because he said, that's crazy. I feel like white folks are just people that move from Africa. Yeah, they did. Because as I always tell you, two black people can have a white baby, but two white people can't have a black baby. It's impossible. If a white person has a black baby, that means she was fucking somebody else. That's the difference between having two black people having a baby and it's coming out like a lighter skin, because our genetics can produce people who can have less melanin. It's and white people can't. Yeah, bronze. He punked me. Yeah, he got all mad. I'm like, whoa, 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 what's going on? I told him, what's going on? I'm like, why are you getting mad at me? I said, the Moor said that. Yo, he just went crazy. I'm like, yo, what the hell? That's because everybody gets nervous when white people do bug the fuck out of shit. You don't know if they're gonna blow some shit up. No, I didn't apologize. I'll never apologize. But you don't know if a motherfucker is gonna do a Columbine fucking massacre, or this motherfucker might blow some shit up. I don't know. You gotta be careful with these white folks out here. They like blowing up shit and setting shit on fire and drowning people now. In 2026, they like to drown people, So I don't know how to take. I don't know how to take it. Like, yo, nigga, or you getting mad at me? You got punk, Mr. Potato Head. He said, Mr. Potato Head punked me. I was scared. I'm like, yo, is this nigga about to blow some shit up? Is he gonna do a Ted Kolinsky or some shit? I didn't know what this nigga gonna do. Don't forget, St. Michael's is a meth head. That's St. Michael the meth head. You don't know what this nigga will do. You don't know, he might move over across the street and build a meth lab and just let the shit, fucking explode. Tear half my fucking body up. You don't know, man. You got to be careful with these meth heads out here. They're not like crackheads. The crackheads, they got superpowers because they could live in the snow, fucking rain, sleet. Yo, they can live in any type of fucking weather. The only person I know who could do that is Omni-Man and Superman. Yeah.
Hey, now let
governments,
me
but
call your
I'll let
bluff
you
again, and this is the nature of you people. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. You see, you're a person who doesn't even know what the currency is in Jordan, which is
Jordan's
a country
not in
that
Africa,
America.
Marquez. Stick
One
on
moment,
topic.
no, one moment. It's a country that America basically owns. You further don't know where Doha is, which is a major hub in the world. It's in Qatar, by the way.
Okay.
So you
I'll
are
play devil's
woefully,
advocate
you're
when
woefully ignorant
monkey.
in
Okay.
general. In
Okay.
terms of geopolitics, you're
Dorsey, you
particularly
crazy.
ignorant. And in terms of my background,
But Dorsey, I didn't say it. That's the thing. I didn't say it. See, y'all making me feel like I'm Godfrey right now. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. The Morris said it. I didn't say it. He said, "Now you scared." Yeah, yo, these niggas might blow some shit up, man. You don't know, man. Yo, say my Robin. Tell them about your peoples, man. Tell them they blow shit up. They'll run up in schools and shit and do some crazy shit, man. Them niggas be tripping. I said, yo, the Moors said that. Why are you mad? Why aren't you? I said, yo, why don't you got the same? And this is where when he left. I said, yo, why don't you got the same smoke for the Moors that said it than me? And he just left. He hated that shit. He's like, yo. And I told him stop smoking meth before. I said, stop doing meth while watching my show. I said, I tell you this all the time. Stop doing meth while watching my show, man. It just doesn't make sense. You better call Farrakhan.
Around, you sound like an utter fool because I've
traveled
the
Africa
more
man.
than you have, and I would bet my life.
You haven't. You want to bet?
I
You
would
want to
bet
bet?
my life and everyone else's life that I've traveled Africa way more than you. And
Let's
not only
address
have
it.
I traveled it, no, sir. Not only have I traveled Africa more widely than you have, I've invested way more money than you have, and I've
You've
had way
invested
more
more.
employees in Africa than you have. You cannot
invested more,
understand a
you
country
might have more
unless you've
employees.
done business.
You
You
have
don't
not traveled
understand
Yo, I didn't say it. The boy said, you know what? We're gonna watch that shit. Yo, we're gonna do a reaction video to it. And I'm gonna say, yo, this is the thing. I'm gonna put this is the thing that St. Michael's got mad about. And I was like, see, the Morris said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say white people don't have hair, they have fur. I didn't say that shit. Why would I say that? That don't even sound like me. Like, come on. I have said some ignorant shit before. I am admitting that I have said some ignorant shit, but I would never say nothing ignorant like that. That shit's just fucked up, Nah, nigga, don't play that. Yo, they said it, though.
politics unless you've done international
I'm like,
business.
Goffy,
Full
I didn't
stop.
say it. Why
Full
you
stop.
mad at
Okay.
me?
So can I address some of the fabrications you just stated?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you stated that
I'll be back there.
I don't know where Doha is in another country in the Middle East.
Doha's not a country, sir.
Okay, well, you addressed I'm not too familiar with the Middle East, so I'd like to ask you certain cities in Africa, and I'd like you to tell me exactly where they're from. Where's Douala on the map? It's a major financial hub. Exactly where is Douala? I'll give you about 10 cities.
It is not a major
It doesn't matter
financial
to
hub,
you.
sir. You're now
Okay.
lying, sir.
Do you know where Douala
and
is?
now you're embarrassed because you couldn't guess what I asked you, and now you're trying to reverse it. Don't try my tactics
Yeah,
on me.
well, I have
You
to
are a
reverse
failure,
it because
sir.
you said
You are a failure, sir.
Like,
What you were supposed to be doing is telling us where you've traveled to because you lied and said you traveled Africa more than I have. And we all know that's a lie because you don't have the bankroll to travel like I travel. So go ahead and tell us more of your lies. We're listening.
Well, I have pictures of my travels on my
We're
cell
listening.
phone.
Go ahead. Tell us. Where have you traveled to?
So let's see. Born in Dakar, Senegal.
Okay.
Traveled to
So does that count?
Abidjan, Cote
That's where you
d'Ivoire.
were born? That's cute. Okay.
Well, do you want to? Okay. What do you mean by travel? Do you
That's
mean
cool.
like
Very good. Where else?
Abidjan?
Hey, yo, that nigga Marquette is talking money. That nigga don't talk that language. That African dude, he's mad, but he don't talk that money language. Marquette's telling the truth, and it's not. I'm not trying to shit on the dude, but Marquette talks money. He talk his FBA shit, but Marquette talks money. He's he said you called him a white potato head and said his father was a no. You said that, Dorsey. I didn't say that. I called him a potato slave, but other than that, I didn't go that far. I try to. The thing it is, what it is, Dorsey. I try to treat everybody with respect. I try. Even if they're white supremacists, it's my show, man. You don't want to just be like, yo, niggas will say. I don't want to make my show like Charleston White's show, where he just come on here and just start disrespecting people. I ain't fucking with Dorsey. Dorsey's gonna go too.
d'Ivoire, Yamoussoukro, Cote d'Ivoire. Addis
Okay, so
Ababa,
let's go to a
Ethiopia.
different country. Don't give me multiple cities in one country, sir. Go to a different country, sir.
Marquette, I'm him. This is not a fake. I'm gonna tell you.
You're
Just
not
listen to
him,
it.
sir.
Okay.
You're not him, sir.
Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Right.
Okay. Nairobi, Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Douala, Cameroon.
Have you been to Yaoundé?
Where else? Of course, I've been to Yaoundé. Love the
Okay.
capital of Yaoundé.
So why
Where
would you
else?
not name Yaoundé? Were you like there visiting
Well,
family, or
because
you were
yeah,
following along with your parents? Is that what happened? Your parents took you there?
I've got family in Douala. Most of my
Uh-huh.
family would be in Douala
Okay.
instead of Yaoundé.
So your
Is that
your
a
parents took
penalty?
you there? Your parents took you there?
Yeah, when I was younger, I
Very
did
nice. That's
travel
what I thought.
to
You
Yaoundé.
spoiled
Yeah.
kids think that you're more than you are. But keep going. We're listening to you. Don't look around. I'm right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Look me in my eye,
So
kid.
then in Ethiopia, I was fortunate enough to meet the
You already
Prime
said
Minister
Ethiopia.
of.
You're going to the
No,
next country,
I'd
sir.
like to
You're going
give
to the
you
next
a little
country,
bit
sir.
of my
Sir, you're
background so
going
you
to
can
the
kind of
next country,
see.
sir. We're
Marquette,
listening to you.
I think you're avoiding
You agreed to tell us
my
the countries,
arguments.
and we're listening to you closely, sir.
Okay. So that's, I think, four African countries so far, right?
Yeah. Is that all you got?
That's hold on, Senegal, Cameroon,
I can tell you if you forgot what you
Kenya,
said. You
um,
said Senegal, you said Cote d'Ivoire, you said
Cote
Cameroon,
d'Ivoire,
you said
Cameroon,
Ethiopia, you said
Ethiopia,
Kenya.
Kenya.
That's 5. You see, I'm listening
Oh,
to you. Are
Sharm
you
el Sheikh.
listening to
Thank you,
yourself?
thank you. Sharm el Sheikh in Egypt. Where else
That's
have
a
I been
resort
to?
town, isn't it?
It is a resort town, very
That's a
beautiful
resort town.
place. I got to see
So what, you went on
the
vacation with your
pyramids.
family there? That's your
Yeah,
insights?
absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Absolutely.
That's an
I told you
irrelevant
who my
place in
parents are,
Egypt.
right? Or
That's an irrelevant place
no,
in Egypt.
it's a very
I've
popular
been there.
tourist
No, I've actually
destination.
been there. That's how I know it's a
It's a
tourist
yeah.
destination. It's an irrelevant place. And for everyone watching, I want you
Why
guys to
would it be an
notice.
irrelevant
Hold on one
place?
second,
I
young
don't
man.
understand.
For everyone watching, I want you guys to take note. This is the difference between a spoiled. Oh, you're over here. This is the difference between a spoiled brat who is just like I described. I said the Africans who get into America, they come from privilege. It's their upper class. It's the ones who are
I'm
connected.
very privileged.
So I said this is
I'm
a
extremely
spoiled.
blessed and very
Yes,
privileged.
silence for a moment, young man. This is
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
spoiled kid who thinks that he's more than he is because his daddy was somebody, but he's nobody.
No,
You see,
no,
that's
no,
the
my
difference. He benefited from someone else. He didn't make it on his own. He didn't get it out of the mud. And that's why when I'm listening to him try to pretend as though he has experience in the world, he's telling me about a freaking vacation town in Egypt. Now, fortunately, I'm experienced and sophisticated enough to know that that's the case. So tell me about something real. We're listening to you. Make sure you can measure up to me because you don't
So,
measure up, but we'll give you a chance.
well, this isn't about measuring up to
It absolutely
Marquette.
is, because what I'm telling you
This is about a
fundamentally is that
debate
you're not
right now.
qualified to debate me because you are inexperienced and you're ignorant.
Why would you
I think
ask me
the
to
Italians
debate
call it
you
a
if I'm
ragazzoni
if I'm
inesperto.
unqualified to? But why would you ask me to debate you if you think I'm unqualified to
Now
debate
you're
you?
lying. I never asked you to debate me. Now you're lying. Sir, don't do that. Please tell the truth.
Why would you accept the debate if you argue I'm unqualified to debate you?
Because you're a foil. Do you know what it is for me to use you as a foil? Do you know what that means?
I'm not familiar.
Oh, that's a pity because you told me you Africans are so damn educated. Maybe you've met someone who has superior education. What's your educational background? Educated African?
Marquette, I don't mean to make you feel like I'm attacking you at all. This is
I don't
simply
feel
just to
attacked.
argue the point.
I don't feel attacked. I'm asking you, educated African, what is your background?
Yeah. So
why do
I
you
went
keep starting a
to
sentence
the
with
international.
It's not necessary. Just tell me what you have to say.
You don't
sir.
have to be hostile, Marquette.
It's not
You don't have to be
hostile. It's just that when you have
I don't want you
superior
to feel
IQ.
like
One
I'm
moment. One
attacking you
moment.
at all.
One moment.
Well, you're
No,
attacking
one moment.
me. You know, I
Calm
don't
down.
want you to feel
Calm
like
down.
I'm
Calm
attacking
down.
you,
Just listen.
Marquette.
Just listen. One
This
moment.
is just a
Just calm
regular
down.
debate.
I'm explaining to you why it's annoying when you start multiple sentences with
I didn't say that though.
Just imagine what it feels like if you are a great boxer, but you have to deal with someone who does not know the sport. And you have to baby them and do it slowly. It's not fun. It's disengaging.
Where have you traveled? Where have
So
you traveled?
I'm giving you my time.
And what
and I'm just
governments are you
asking-
connected with?
One moment.
What governments are you connected
Yes,
with?
I can
in
address
Africa?
that. No
And
problem.
I'll tell you what
I
governments
can
I'm
address
connected
that. No
with.
problem.
And I'll show you on my cell phone.
Fantastic. I can address that. No problem.
Let's
But
see. Show it to me right now. Let's see.
Calm down. Just don't interrupt. I'm trying
I'm
to explain
connected
to
with
you.
more
Calm
governments
down.
than you are
Calm
in
down. Just
Africa.
calm down. Just calm down. You're angry now. You're
Prove my
very
point.
angry. Just calm down. You don't have to be so angry. So I'm explaining to you, when you're speaking to another
spent
man,
20 minutes attacking me.
calm
Go
down.
ahead.
When you're speaking to another man and you're positioning yourself as intelligent and sophisticated, you need to be able to start a sentence without the word It's an annoyance. This is for the plebeians. You're suggesting that you're a part of the intelligentsia, you're a patrician. Conduct yourself like one.
Thanks,
Because otherwise,
Dorsey.
I'm just looking at you as some silly African that I'd probably prefer go back to his homeland. That's
Which is
why.
where would you think my homeland is exactly?
Well, you said your homeland is Senegal.
Senegal.
What's my passport, Mark? What I've got two. Where's my dual citizen passports from?
I don't care, my dear boy.
Okay,
Now
well
that
that
you
means your
understand,
argument is insufficient,
now
Mark. Right?
that
My
you no, I said go
passports are
back.
from the
I said go
United
back.
States,
That's not where you're
right?
from. That's not
And
where
the
you're
United
from.
Kingdom,
That's
right? So
not
I've
where
got
you're
two
from.
passports. I'm
That's not
British
where you're from.
and American
You're not
by
British, nor are
passport.
you American.
Okay, whatever. Whatever you want to say I'm from is fine for this argument.
Why
Now,
are
what
you throwing away
governments
your
are you
culture?
connected with?
Why are you throwing
No,
away
I'm
your culture?
African by heritage. However,
African is
like
not a culture. Why are you throwing away your culture? I thought you were
African is not a
Senegalese.
culture. I
That's
was
correct.
born in
African is a
Senegal.
reference to a large
Yeah.
landmass
I was born in
called the
Senegal.
continent. It's
I
called the
was born in
continent.
Senegal. Very, very proud. Hopefully, we do well in
Okay,
the World
is
Cup.
your blood Senegalese?
But my mother's from
Why do you
Cameroon,
keep saying Why
so
is your
that would
brain
be.
so slow? Like, can
Listen
you,
to this guy. His arguments are about
you were
himself.
raised
He has
on
no real
English, right?
substance. I think I speak just as good English as you. I
No, you
think
do not, sir.
you
No, you do not, sir. No
attack
one believes
during your
that.
debates. You don't really
No one believes
address
that.
the subject at hand.
No one believes that.
You
Now,
strawman a lot, and
here's
then
the
you do
problem.
personal attacks to seem more
You have
intelligent.
exhausted
But
yourself. You said you travel so many countries in Africa, and I said name them. You've now
there's
exhausted
50
yourself.
countries. I think I've
And
only
now, no,
traveled
there's
maybe
54
6, but
countries, actually.
right,
There's
I think I've only
54.
traveled like 6 or 7.
There's
But
54. Did you just make that up?
okay,
Wait, who's wrong
okay.
here? You're the African, so maybe I should defer to you. Let me see. How many countries in Africa?
54.
You
Now
said
I'm
there's
gonna go
50.
how many countries are in Africa to prove he's intelligent.
Yeah, it says 54, actually. You just said 50. Why is it that your facts are
Congratulations.
never facts?
Mm.
I'm
What
curious.
facts are not facts of mine besides
Well, you just said it
hitting
was
the number
50
again?
and it's 54, and you're from Africa. And you also
Yeah.
told me that you've traveled to more African countries than I have, but you named
That's, yeah.
5, and then you seem to have a brain freeze, and then you tried to change the subject, also known as moving the goalpost.
Okay, what countries have you traveled to?
No,
Let's
I'm
let's
still waiting
address
for you
that.
to name the rest of yours that you've traveled to.
I think that would be the totality of the African countries I've traveled to.
Okay, great. Now, let me ask you a question, young man. Why did you think you've been to more African countries than I have if you've only been to 5?
Well, because you sound ignorant so far.
Aha,
I
interesting.
think you're successful in your
Interesting.
entrepreneurship endeavors, but based on our debate, you basing your
I see.
argument that I don't know where Doha is
Now,
in relation to
yes, it
Africa
lets me
just
know. It
sounds
lets me
just
know
sounds
that you're.
ignorant.
It lets me know that you are an unimportant nobody because you cannot be
That's fine.
involved in politics or in business at a meaningful level without knowing things like that. It's just fundamental. So before I start talking, I just want to know where we're at with this. Do you still think that you've been to more countries than I have in Africa and you've only been to 5? Do you
I
still
think
believe
I'm
that?
far
Should,
more exposed to the
should
world
I
than
should
you
I
are,
even
yeah.
waste time, or do you just want to say, Marquette,
No,
I
no.
concede? Do you want to concede, or should I waste
Let's
time naming the countries?
waste
Concede.
there.
That's
Are you
called moving
connected
the
with
goalpost
governments?
because you're
I'm a
moving the
liar.
goalpost.
I'm uneducated.
You
I'm
are
a
a liar, and you
what
are
else is
also
it?
uneducated because I asked you what's your education. You won't tell me, so I could only
Oh, sorry. I
I could
went to
only take the.
Hofstra University. Hold on. I went to
Okay,
Hofstra
thank you.
University.
Uh
After
huh.
Hofstra University, I worked at Merrill Lynch Wealth Management in Vienna,
Okay,
Virginia,
we're talking about
under
education. Great. So you have a what degree from
okay,
Hofstra University?
bachelor's.
You have a bachelor's in what? Finance, accounting? What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, finance.
Finance. Neat. And that was the end of your
Yeah, you
education?
have a PhD or a super master's. That's fine, but
Okay,
my
interesting.
my argument is you're
Interesting.
not as exposed. So I'm glad you went to school and did
So,
amazing things, but
yeah, so my
my
education
argument
superior to
is,
yours. My education superior to
yeah,
yours in every way, which is fine.
absolutely.
Which is
Okay,
fine.
that's okay. That's
Um,
okay, Mark. But
that's fine. But here's what I want everyone to notice. And I would never raise my child the way you've been raised. You've been raised to be disrespectful. You've been raised to not respect
now I'm
hierarchy.
also
And
disrespectful.
yes. Now calm down. You've also been raised to overestimate yourself because you were given so many things that you never earned. I've encountered many spoiled brats
I
like
had
you.
to earn
No,
everything.
Yo, he's about to degrade him like in the greatest. I'm gonna tell people this. What Marquette is about to do is he about to degrade him in the most high sedity way. Not even high sedity, but in a high class way. Because high sedity is more like bougie, but high class.
Sir,
job
no,
market.
sir, no, sir. And I can tell that you haven't had to earn everything you have because you're not very polished, you see. So you being in any significant position or meeting anyone significant was a direct result of your family. It was not a result of your own doing.
I see what you're saying.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, yeah. My family did work hard to put me in position. That's true. I won't deny that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't blame your family for putting you in position, but I do blame them for not teaching you respect for people who have actually earned things as opposed to having it handed, which is what happened with you, my dear boy. Now, you were mentioning that you were doing all these important things in these countries. Can we agree that this was connected to your family?
Wait.
Can we agree? Can we
Well,
agree there?
one, what do you mean by important things? I was traveling, exploring different African countries,
Yeah, I
visiting
hear you.
family members.
I hear you.
I don't
First,
want you to
real
put
quick,
words in
real
my
quick,
mouth. I don't
real
want to
quick.
argue I'm more
I hear you.
important than Marquette.
No, you're not.
let's
Nobody
stick
believes that.
to-
Nobody believes
Okay.
that. You're right. And also add.
Go ahead.
Okay, great. So all of the ones that you named, minus Senegal,
We're gonna do another 15 minutes of this,
and let's go ahead and
we're
also
gonna
add
win.
the Kingdom of Morocco. It's not too far from Egypt. Of course, you know I've been to South Africa, right? You know that, right?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I can't believe I forgot South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know I've also been to most of the landlocked countries in Africa as well, right?
What's a landlocked country? Remind me what
Like
that is.
Chad or Central African Republic
Okay.
or Rwanda.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
I can.
Hey, yo, Dorsey, you know Marquette is from California too. He's from Cali. You know, he's one of those well polished that actually worked hard. For everything that he has. Like even when niggas was calling him a scammer, and I always backed him up, and I always said like, yo, I don't think he's a scammer. He don't give me no scammer vibes. I said he remind me more of a teacher. Like he was a teacher or something. And I was spot on when I said it. Marquette is a teacher, and you could see that he cares about Black Americans, even though he gives us tough love. He cares. He cares about how the image of a Black American. I would say that, So yeah, shout out to California, man. I would say that I know I joke around and shit, but I do love California and our Black people in Cali. You hold it down differently than Black Americans, but you hold it down, man. So shout out to you.
Were
Keep
you in
naming them.
Kigali?
I could keep, of course, I could keep naming them, but it's no need because I already beat you. And it was very easy, mind
Yeah,
you.
that's okay. That's okay.
Today-
Did you
real
think
quick,
I was coming to say I'm superior
just
to
real
you,
quick,
Marquette?
real quick, before we go.
Told you that nigga talking that money. That's why he's getting mad because Marquette is actually talking money. That's why this is why I always tell Africans you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Yeah, we exposed to a lot of opportunities in California. Yeah, California is dope. It's just like I just can't adapt to that culture. The culture is different towards me and stuff like that. So and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I can't adapt to it. I always tell people I only go can't I could, but it would take me a very long time. You know, it took me like almost a year to adapt to New York culture. Just like living in New York and shit like that, and the way how they talk towards people is very aggressive, but they don't mean no harm and shit like that. It's New York culture is very I don't want to use the word abnormal, but it's something dope. It's a dope culture.
Go on. Can you concede
Yeah.
that you lied when you said?
You've traveled.
Well, hold on. Don't interrupt me. Can you concede that you lied when you said that you've been to more African countries than I have?
A lie to me means I have the intent
Facts, Robin.
to distort someone's opinion and
No, sir.
purposely
No,
mislead
sir.
you the
No,
wrong way.
sir. Use some integrity as a man. Can you admit that you lied and said you've been to more African countries than I have. It was a lie. There's no.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Marquette.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're not debating
real
in
quick.
good.
I'm
in good
waiting
faith,
to
though.
hear it.
You're almost like a child with
One
a lot of
second.
money.
I'm waiting to hear it.
He's like an educated Myron Gaines.
I hear you. I'm waiting to hear it.
I think you've traveled probably more countries.
No, don't play games. We just want you to be a man. I'm trying to help you with what you're.
I'm gonna say this. This is the disrespect that Africans give Black Americans. You know, and it's a common thing. This is why I say, yo, you see, this is why I say Marquette is talking money. There's a difference between people who has money and there's people who can talk money. Like when you talk money, you know how to make money. So you can never really be in a very bad situation. Marquette knows how to make money. That's what's different between Marquette and a lot of people in Africa is Marquette can talk it and walk it at the same time. He's fluent in money. You know, he doesn't have billions of dollars, but he has successful money. He has wealth. And now what's so dope about that, he teaches people how to talk money. Instead of this dude trying to debate Marquette, he should be like, yo, put me on. You know what? And I always say, and the best advice that I could give anybody, Blacks, Caribbeans, Africans, Latinos, even white folks, listen more than you talk if you don't know. It's cool to get your point across, but at the end of the day, we don't give a fuck if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, so it's a fucked up way just to say it. It's fucked up how I say it, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Father didn't help you with.
You
if I was wrong,
more African countries.
No, here's the statement. I'm
not going to tell you I lied to you.
You did lie.
You think I lied to you? Okay,
How can I debate? No, what do you mean think? Everyone heard you lie. They knew you were lying as soon as you said that.
I'm not too interested in continuing. I'm not sure if we're actually. Do we have a point in this debate, or is this just Marquette's ego trip?
You were lying. If you can admit that you lied, we can proceed.
Those people are usually very vicious. The reason why they are very vicious because money doesn't love anybody, Robin. You know, that's the difference. Money doesn't love anybody, and when you're dealing with something that doesn't love anything, you gotta tread cautious around those environments. You know, to me, I always look at people who do talk money as animal kingdom. You can be eaten if you're not an alpha male or if you don't hold no value. You couldn't be eaten. You will be a part of the food chain if you fuck around and find out.
But what if you can't admit that you lied,
what did I lie about? What did I lie about?
Come on.
What did I lie about, Marquette?
Are you gonna play that game now? You don't look like a man when you do such things. Everyone heard you lie. I warned you that you lied when you created the lie, and then you wanted to persist. And then you had to have it proven, and we proved that you were lying.
I don't really care about this.
And what's
next? What's after this traveling?
No, sir. Let's get to people like you always want to go. No, people like you always. Let's skip over it. Let's skip over the lie. No, we don't skip over lies here.
It's not
important. We don't skip over lies here. No, sir. No, sir. It's so unimportant. All you have to do is.
I'll give you an example. Let him finish.
See that you lied, and we'll move on. That's it.
Okay. Sure. I lied to you, Marquette. Is that what you want to hear?
Okay, fair enough. I'll accept that. Now, do you understand why your arguments? And I don't know why you keep looking at your butt buddy over there. Stop playing games. We're here. Stop looking at your butt buddy for reassurance. That's a low self-esteem move. Be a man.
Marquette,
you don't need to keep looking at. You don't need to keep looking at him to feel more confident. You're looking at him because you can't handle the pressure. It doesn't make any
Marquette,
sense to be talking to me, but you keep
you've
looking to
got
the
deep
side.
insecurity. You shouldn't have this much
You are trying
insecurity
too
if you're
hard, my
supposed
dear
to be
boy. You
successful,
were just
Marquette. You
busted
should have
out for
more
having low
confidence.
confidence, and you're doing the immature thing, which is saying you too. That
What's low
shows us you're not
confidence?
thinking. Stop it.
Marquette,
Use your own ideas.
I would say it shows
You
high
said you
confidence to get on
too.
a debate with
You
someone like
too.
you.
It doesn't
I would
work, my
argue
dear
it
boy.
shows high
It does
confidence to
not
stand.
work.
Okay,
It
go
doesn't
ahead.
work.
I'll
So
let you
you
speak.
now
Go ahead.
understand that as a man, when you're talking to another grown man, make eye contact. Stop staring at your butt, buddy. That's all I'm asking. It's a basic thing. It's basic.
Are you finished? Can I state my argument now?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I think you're showing great insecurity right now.
That wasn't your
When I
argument, sir.
first
You're
looked
now
at
responding for good people.
So I would argue you're showing great insecurity, Marquette.
That wasn't what
You're
your
showing
argument
great
is about. You're
insecurity.
just saying that
That's
because
my
I
new.
live here. And the reason that you're lying is
You're
because
the
your
liar.
feelings are hurt.
Yeah,
You're a liar, and
I
you're
am
a
disappointed.
person.
You're right.
And that's what, and I'm gonna say this. That's how I told you, like St. Michael's attacked me when, and I didn't say it. That's the thing. I didn't say it. I just told her what the Morris said. You know, don't shoot the messengers, my nigga. But yeah, this his feelings is hurt, like just like St. Michael. St. Michael's, your feelings is hurt too. You know, am I attacking you? Yes, I am attacking you. You know, I am attacking your pride and your ego. And I'm doing it on purpose. And you're like an African. You know, you're like an African that disrespects Black Americans. Apparently, I am part wolf and cat. Robin, why you always do that? I didn't say it, but Robin, apparently you could be, but I didn't say it. That's what I'm telling you. I didn't say it. You know, let me ask y'all a question. Why would you think I would say some shit like that? I know how hurtful that shit. I know I had said some off the wall shits, and I had like niggas attacking me because of this shit. But come on, like I wouldn't do that like that.
You're a person who thinks that you're more than you are because your daddy gave you all of the things that put you in position for success. But you, my friend, are no particular intellect. Because if you were a particular intellect, you would have went to a better university because you got a head start on everyone else. Yep. So even with your head start, you still went to a nameless university, and that is a reflection of you.
So you're saying you're got gifted everything. So when I started my career at Merrill Lynch, did my father get me that job at Merrill Lynch? When I transitioned to JP Morgan Securities in Los Angeles, did my father get me JP Morgan Securities?
No one believes.
You're lying.
Sir.
What?
The most obvious.
Wait, no one believes that what? I didn't work there or
you're angry.
What?
You're angry. We struck a nerve. We struck a nerve.
No one believes
we struck a nerve.
Please. Tell me what no one believes.
The most obvious measure of merit for someone in your age group is the university you get into. They're objective measures.
I think it's your career.
We all know that your career is certainly not based on merit. It's based on connections and who you know. You'd be a liar to suggest that the screening process is equal. You're a liar. So if you're so smart, why did you go to a nameless university?
Wait.
I'm asking you, if you're so
let's talk about university, since you don't want to talk about career.
Real quick, if you're so smart, why'd you go to a nameless university?
All right. Could I answer your question? So one,
if you're so smart, why'd you go to a nameless university?
Okay, so you have two arguments there. One, you're stating that I stated that I'm so smart and I'm actually smarter than you is what you're arguing. One,
you shouldn't be here if you don't think you're
never
smarter than me.
said that.
You shouldn't be here.
One, I think we're at two different points. One, I never said that. Two, you're arguing Hofstra University is a nameless university. That's shocking. So let me tell you some of
Would you like to know why I said that? Would you like to know why I said that?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. If I went to Doha, for example, and I said Harvard, they'd be like, yeah, Harvard, we've heard of that.
Yeah.
If I said Yale, if I said Berkeley, if I said Johns Hopkins, they'd be like, yeah, we've heard of that. If I said Hofstra, they'd be like,
they've heard of Hofstra.
Stop.
Really? You've never heard of Hofstra? Have you heard of Jared Kushner?
I have
Have
definitely
you heard of
of
Jared
Hofstra.
Kushner?
I've definitely heard of Hofstra, but that's
Okay.
because I
Okay.
had a business in the higher education space. I've heard of
Okay.
many universities no one's heard of. I've heard of Kunguk
Okay.
University. I've heard of many things because I was
Okay.
in the higher ed business. But if you're suggesting that Hofstra is a name brand university, I mean, you can't be serious.
We have a lot of
You can't be
micro
serious.
arguments within the main
You can't
argument.
be serious.
I'm starting to realize this debate is more a me
No, really, you
versus
can't be
you
serious.
rather than the larger scale. So we
You
could
can't
do
be
a
serious.
me versus
No,
you
that's because
situation
I
more so.
me versus you don't measure up. You never win. But
So
I already
why are you-
obliterated.
are you-
I
is this a
obliterated
me
your
versus
arguments
you?
very quickly. Young man, I obliterated your arguments very quickly. That's why you're onto this.
Well, no.
Your
'cause
arguments were
You're
terrible.
arguing that
Your arguments were so
You're arguing
basic.
that no one knows where Hofstra University is.
No, that's not an
I would
argument.
argue.
That's not
I would
an
argue
argument.
right now, Hofstra University is one of the most powerful schools on the planet. I would argue Jared Kushner's father is an alumni at Hofstra University. I
Young
would
man,
argue
please stop
Maryam Trump Berry,
Just-
Donald
just
Trump's
stop it.
sister,
Young
is
man,
an
please,
alumni
just
from
stop
Hofstra
it.
University.
Just-
I would argue a lot of
No,
super
people are
lawyers
losing
are
belief
from
in
Hofstra
you.
University.
You're
But I'm
telling
not
people about a
focused
university
on.
they've never heard
I'm
of.
not.
People
I'm not
are losing-
arguing about
people are losing
university.
faith
We're
in
talking
you.
about career. Hold on. Because you
They're
argued everything
Listen,
I
people
achieved
are
in my
losing
life
faith in you.
was
Now you're
given
trying to
to
go
me.
on to
So-
something else. You're trying to go on to something
well,
else.
I want to
'cause you got
address your point.
exposed.
I think it's what's the exposure, Marquette? I want to address your arguments.
Your
So you
university is
argued
ranked.
everything.
Listen, Hofstra University is
care
ranked
about that.
183. It's ranked 183.
Okay,
Knock it
what's
off.
JP Morgan ranked? What's JP Morgan ranked?
See, that's called moving the goalpost.
No, you argued everything in my life was given to me. So what is JP Morgan ranked?
Like, that's called moving the goalpost.
I'll answer that question
Now,
for you.
let me help you
JP
out.
Morgan
I'll
is
tell
the
you.
largest.
NYU is a very great school. Robin, he's a dick rider, typical African.
Largest wealth
I'll
man.
tell Morgan for.
Hold on.
You don't have to
I don't.
interrupt.
I'll be happy to do that.
That's great. Hold on one second. And the other reason that JP Morgan is irrelevant is because there's no standardized criteria for admission. That's why using your university is the best metric, because you have to compete with other people against your SAT scores.
Go back there. I just want to
Real quick,
address
Robert, I'm
the,
asking you, what was your point of trying to insult the foundational Black American? What was your point?
What was insulting about trying to bring unity?
No,
to
I'm asking you, what was your
Black
point?
race?
You came on and you tried to insult the foundational Black American by making
No, not at all. Not at all.
You tried
Not
to
at all.
compare things that
I
are
think the
incongruous.
foundational. I think
You
the
tried to compare
foundational
things
Black.
that are do that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think the foundational Black Americans are probably the most influential group in the world. We see that primarily through hip hop culture and through clothing.
Don't
My
forget
argument
jazz,
was
R&B,
you made a
rock and
video.
roll. Don't
you made
forget
a-
all that. Don't
right.
forget film.
You
Don't
made-
forget
well,
Michael
I'll-
Jackson. Don't
right.
forget.
Let's just address the argument.
Yeah.
Marquette.
So
my
you're not
point was
explaining
you made
why
a
you tried to
video
insult
where
them.
you. Okay, hold on. Wait, Marquette, you're talking over me. You're moving the goalpost. You're lying. You're refusing to admit that you lied. I gave you courtesy and said that
You're a
I apparently
very,
lied to
very
you.
dull person, because all you
I thought
can do
you
is
just said
try
I was
to.
intelligent.
You've been
just
trying
said
to
you
study
appreciate
me.
how intelligent I am.
Calm down. You've
How
been
do you go
trying to
from
study me, and
appreciating my
everything I
intelligence?
said, you keep saying it back. You really need to try to think of your own ideas, think of your own strategies,
Okay.
because it gets boring
Hold
to
on.
hear
Okay,
my
hold on.
words and strategies coming
Would you
out
like
of your
me
mouth.
to debate with you, or
It's
would you like to
terrible.
keep cutting me off?
It's a
So
shame.
one, if you think highly of yourself and then you're arguing that I am repeating your arguments, you should think I'm smart just like you because you think highly of yourself. You began this conversation by saying you think highly of yourself. The next thing I want to address your argument of applying to jobs is meritless.
We don't care
Getting
about
into
that. We don't
jobs
care.
is meritless.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're
this is-
hurt your
What's-
feelings, because
but-
the truth, you have to stop it. You're lying. Now we're carrying on. Anyways,
Who
what
would have
did you want to
introduced
say
me?
about Black Americans?
I'm just confused as
What
to
did you
where
want to
you're
say
going
about
with
Black
this.
Americans, my dear boy?
Address my point. Stop running away from argument.
Work
And let's
background.
move forward to make a new argument. Let's address it. One,
Equal, because you're not an equal. I'd never run.
Marquette,
not from
this,
words.
this
Extraordinary.
smart or if you're trying to like.
From a European culture, you're not
I'm
familiar with
sure.
that
No,
fact?
I'm sure
You
it's
can't be that dumb.
European, but
Okay.
wow, Marquette's an idiot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right. Even I've
Leon have Western sounding names, but I'm confused how
this fool is making us Senegalese people look bad. Oh, I agree. And he knows not. That's the saddest
Marquette.
part.
Don't be a
Shout out to
clown.
Mr. Chambliss. He writes,
Don't be a
this
clown.
male should not dare put the idol of James Bond, Marquette Burton, in the same category as Myron Gaines, a.k.a. Armpit Puddle. Agree. Shout out to Mr. Chambliss. He writes, the lying liar lieth, and still they lie their lies. Those who are smart have listened to the black code. Those who haven't yet, they should get on it.
What's the black
We
code?
have a special place. I was born in London to suggest that he's white.
And my mom.
That was odd.
No,
That was
my
really
father is
strange.
not a white. Bro, Marquette, are
That
you
was
uneducated?
uncomfortable.
Are
That
you
was uncomfortable.
uneducated?
Yeah.
Are
Wait,
you?
but that was. Anybody notice that?
Do you want to say my blood is
Hold on.
Senegalese?
That was weird. Did everybody notice that?
You
That
said
was
my father
weird.
is from Senegal. He's not from
Yo,
Senegal.
that was
I
mad
was
weird.
born in Senegal.
I asked you about your blood, and you said that your dad was born in London to suggest that he's white.
And my mom.
That was odd.
No,
That was
my
really
father
strange.
is not a white. Bro, Marquette,
I
are you
don't feel
uneducated?
comfortable.
Are
I don't
you
feel comfortable.
uneducated? Are
Wait,
you
you're the one who said
uneducated?
London. I said, where's your father's blood from? And you said he's born in London. That's weird.
I'm not sure how deep. I'm not sure where his blood is from. Okay, I was born in
Have you never
Senegal
met your
to a
dad?
Cameroonian mother
Wait, you don't know
and
your
a
dad? Do
British
you know your
American
dad?
father.
Do you know
All right,
your
my
dad?
blood. Okay, yeah, he's got a British and American passport, but I'm not sure
Why do
how
you keep
deep.
mentioning passports? Are you not tracking the conversation?
I'm not.
Were you embarrassed because Sierra Leone
Well,
is in constant civil war and poverty? Is that what it was? Like, I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't.
Go
to your
superior
homeland.
to you.
Yeah, we gotta go. This is a Tether fatigue right here, and this is where I said, everybody, why do they get mad when Black Americans call them tethers? This is the reason why, because at the end of the day, sometimes the truth does hurt. The truth hurts, man. It hurts a lot, but sometimes we just gotta wake up and smell the fucking coffee and be like, yeah, you know what? I gotta fix me, then I can fix my people. I gotta do better than I gotta do better for my people, Um uh, I'm gonna say this before I leave. And this is to the immigrants. Immigrants, do not be insulted by the word tether if you are being yourself and you're not scamming or doing anything crooked and trying to pass it on to Black Americans. I personally, he said, but yeah, just do right for yourself and others that do right by you, and you should not have a problem. But parasiting, I think that will be a problem. Just be honest. That goes for everybody. Yeah. But that's true, Robin, but this isn't about everybody, this is about the topic question. Thank you, but you are right. But I'll land right here. I'm gonna give my shout outs. I'm gonna first off start off with Robin. Shout out to Robin, man, from Kick. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Shout out to X, who's on here on the live watching. Thank you. I do appreciate everything, and I do see your comments if you're writing the comments. So don't be shy to not write. To write comments. I would read it. But let's get to YouTube because YouTube they be lit out here. Shout out to Dorsey, Rando, Shabaka, Ali Howard. Shout out to you, player. Gullery. Miss Donna. Shout out to Miss Donna. Shout out to Osto Gray. Shout out to Lala Brown. Thank y'all, everybody. I will see you tomorrow morning, and we will be going back to 9:45. We will be going back to 9:45 for the show, and thank y'all for thank y'all for sticking around and actually communicating with my show. I do appreciate that, and thanks everybody for the Cash App. I didn't have time to read it today, and I apologize.